Going live, going live, going live, and we're live. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it is. Well, sorry. Sorry. Excuse the voices that you can't put a face to right now, because all that you all can see right now is my mug, Thomas Sanders. Hello, everybody out there in the YouTube first. It's been a long time since a public live stream, and I'm very excited to be able to come back for a public live stream to get to talk a little bit about this series that has become very, very near and dear to my heart over the past few months. But I, of course, will not be doing it alone. I get to be joined by none other than two freaking talented individuals and also minds that have helped shape this entire adventure. Brei and do you want me to refer to you as ABD Illustrates?
I mean, my username or my human name, you can pick and choose. It's
Oh,
by me.
I will refer to you as Alex, if that's okay.
That would be wonderful for conversation, yes.
All right, so I'm bringing them on. Welcome to Brei and Alex. That would be wonderful for conversation. Definitely less of a mouthful. Thank you guys for joining me. Look at the chat. It's going wild. Hello, everybody out there. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. Pineapple Squid says, "Hey, Zaddy." I'm assuming that's somebody who's a fan of Zataran's rice, because it is really tasty. And I don't mind that. Okay, and it's saying, Alex, if you could turn up your volume, that would be good. I'll also turn up the volume on my end, but Brei, you're also coming in pretty loud, so I don't want to bring it in too loud.
Aha!
Certainly try. Is this any better?
Let's see here. Is it any better? Hold on. Let me see if I can turn up your individual audio. Why do I have, like, my Markiplier voice going on right now? Let's see here. I don't think I can... Okay, I can turn up Discord. There we go. But, Brei, you might need to back off a little bit.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I got so excited about the carrots.
The carrots. Oh, yeah. Lyra, apparently you're a fan of carrots. Brei is the voice behind Lyra, the space bunny.
I mean, look at me. I'm a rabbit.
Yeah, it is the cutest frickin' thing. I love having Lyra join us every single time on the adventure. But before we jump too far into it, I want to talk about this series, Roleslaying with Roman, from the get-go. Because it's a D&D series, which I gotta be honest, up until a couple years ago, was not thinking that was going to be something that was going to be on the channel, because I had very minimal relationship to Dungeons and Dragons in the first place. I had only played like maybe one game, and it was like 10 years ago, but I really enjoyed it. In my experience, D&D is very much like it is like a real life video game where everyone plays mutual make-believe. It's like a story that everyone is like acting out together using dice to make sure like basically that's the chance. Those are the chance mechanics of the game. Playing around you call it a homebrew campaign, meaning that you guys design the story or somebody designs the story, and we just live through it, which has been awesome, because the options that you have when you play the game is more than a video game. You like the options that you have while playing through it are like seemingly endless. I know it's not endless, but you like what are your guys' relationships with D&D? Like how far, like, do you have a lot of experience with it?
Oh, so I've been playing D&D for probably about 5 years, and I started off playing books like that were already written, so pre-made campaigns, and that was really, really fun. But I love writing stories and stuff myself. So I took a stab at like a homebrew campaign, and we've been playing that for about 4 years on and off. And then on top of that, I took on like 5 other campaigns, and I've been writing for them or writing alongside like my girlfriend, and that's been really nice.
Wow.
But so with role slaying, I joined in as a like co-writer, and then started writing a lot more. Well, I guess originally I was doing the artwork with Alex, like 2 years ago, and then we started kind of writing more and more as we got more invested into the story. So yeah, that's kind of been my experience with D&D all around.
You were kicking butt through all of that. How about you, Alex?
Oh man, I don't think I've got quite as as many D&D credentials. I think I played D&D like for the first time in like secondary school, but I didn't quite get it back then. It was more like I tagged along for a game, but then I started playing D&D again when I got to university. I got like invited along to a game, and oh, when I tell you that was life-changing, golly, now I
That's
can't get enough of this stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of my first adventure through it. Was college.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's a good time and it's a good game and it's a good way to yeah, do storytelling and stuff like you're saying, like very improv-y.
It blows my mind too because you not only are able to you don't only have the power to create the game, but you both are freaking amazing artists that can be like, yeah, then I'm going to just bring this character to life on paper in a way that I like. I see stuff that you guys do in your independent D&D campaigns on your own time outside of role slaying, and it just blows my mind. The characters, the posters that you all create. Just it's beautiful, and then you all decided to dedicate all of that to creating this alternate universe with Roman, which has been so freaking cool so far to live through this alternate universe of Roman who can't sing, who doesn't even know what singing is, and Youngblood, and just like all these characters that I've already so like pretty much, as you will see through this live stream, you will see how obsessed I've gotten over each of the characters already, and I know that there's even more coming up with like just characters and developments. Yeah, talking about these characters, because you had the unique position along with several team members that were on our team that could know a little bit about the story. You had the unique job of kind of realizing what Roman would look like in this world, like what this fantasy world. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that process went for you?
Yeah, so with all of these characters, we, especially the player characters, we got with the players specifically. So like Thomas, I remember you and I like met up to really talk about what it is that you wanted for Roman,
Right.
and how you wanted him to like look, with a lot of secrecy still there, because being a D&D player, you don't get to go into the world knowing really everything you think you know about your character.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
and that's very fun. And then again, with all of these characters, we took a lot of like what you guys were wanting, and we went to Alex, who is incredible at bringing that stuff to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was able to bring that to life via drawing. And so all the characters that you guys see from Roleslaying are like drawn and designed with Alex and like the team's input.
Yeah, no, it's when we were getting the concept art back, because at least I could see what we were seeing for like my character and Terrence's character. I was just loving all of the little details, because you have this I was like, I want Roman to start at ground zero. I want to see like where he could go from here. I have no idea. And I'll talk about that later. But I felt like I really wanted to play from an audience perspective of like somebody who's just starting from the ground up, while also still carrying the essence of Roman, because I just feel like he's got to be a little bit of a doofus, and he's got to definitely want to do right. So yeah, I'm looking at the concept art right now, because I remember the satchel was definitely a discussion, and how much like did we want to borrow the logo from Sandersides that Roman has and put it on the bag, and I think we decided against it, or maybe I'm just looking at original concept art here, and that maybe that was the case later. And then figuring out the costume that we would then recreate with it was a whole other thing. Trying to figure out how we're gonna get a jerkin to look, and boy, that was awesome. I think we got the jerkin custom made.
Yes, that was the big thing.
From England, I think it was. Sent over here.
It was from over here?
It was from over there, dude.
What? Dude, I never knew that.
By the By the way, looking at you guys on the chat, if you guys have any questions, we're going to keep going through this, but if you have any questions or if you have any theories, we do have a moderator happening. So just let you know, they'll be on the lookout for any potential questions and stuff that they may also field over, then send to Brei to make sure that it's something that, you know, we can talk about on this particular live stream. But I am very much enjoying people's comments. I love Nat's contribution of Roman is a himbo in every universe, which I definitely, yeah, I think you know that you're in Bizarro world if Roman is if he's not a himbo.
We knew it was too much to take away the himboism if like he didn't know what singing was. Like, you know?
That's true. Yeah. Well, that was already one step too far. Yeah, you needed to keep the himboism. It was either knows music or is a himbo, one or the other.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people probably would have tuned into the series and be like, I'm out. I don't identify this particular prince. I don't get it. Although he's not a prince in this particular series. Ooh, I thought I closed the freaking browser, and I'm very glad that I didn't. I freaked out a little bit.
Oh, don't worry. Like you were saying, that's a really big thing about both of the player characters is when we were designing the characters with you guys, and you were telling us what you kind of wanted.
Yeah.
You sent over like a ton of like references of like a lot of Disney stuff that inspires you. Like I know that Roman's just kind of fit, like was inspired a little bit by like the guy from Tangled, who I'm forgetting his name.
Flynn! Eugene.
I remember getting like not only for Roman but for Youngblood as well, and like a bunch of the NPCs and stuff. But like going through all of the reference materials that you guys put together was such a fun part of like doing the designs and the concepting.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah. By the way, are you guys able to see the stream right now? Are you watching the stream at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've got to open in a tab.
Because I was like, we've got fan art coming in from later on, and I was like, oh gosh, do they know how to see the art? It's gonna, I guess, be delayed on your end, but yeah, it's gonna be there. Okay, just making sure. By the way, props to Kenny. I think Kenny's in the stream right now. He had a stream earlier. Kenny, out of the goodness of his heart, came over and helped me prep. I'm learning OBS, guys. I'm learning how to do all of this. Brei helped create a background for this stream. Props to Brei. Snaps for Brei. Just thank you all so much for helping me come into the 21st century a little bit with my limited experience, and I'm doing all of this myself. It's very exciting. I will also cut over here to this original. This is old. This is some of the oldest artwork that Alex, you had created of the original lineup of the characters of Roleslaying with Roman. We have Roman over here in a pose I've never seen before, and I just noticed his sword isn't even the wooden sword at this point. But we have this much more naive, like it's so he's like, I love this like you can just and I don't even know if his sleeves are his sleeves rolled up in the other design? Oh yeah, they are. Okay, so it's not too far off from the other one. But then we have Riker over here, who is a new character in Roleslaying, Roman's dad. Who it's so interesting having Roman with a family. He's a full flesh and blood, real person with a history.
He's a fully realized creation.
Fully realized creation, capable of feeling all the feels. And we have Riker over here, who we don't know a lot yet in this chapter. And I got to imagine, because Riker was somebody who I didn't even know for a while that you guys were creating Riker. I think there was some discussion, but I had no idea what he was going to look like. I have no idea what his character is. And in this early design, he's wearing green armor, which I believe AJ, as the DM, referenced, that his old green armor is hanging up in a display thing in the house. So I don't know if that has anything to do. So I'm going to go into a question here. I want to know, is this green armor just something that you guys decided to change, or is this playing a part at all in this story? Is that something that you can answer?
Well,
it is a very interesting question. I mean, to be completely honest, I'd actually, like, me myself had forgotten like this version of the concept art. I completely forgot that I ever drew Roman in like this pose here.
Yeah, it's a good pose.
Yeah, very festive.
Without the sword fully realized.
Yeah.
But I
Hmm.
can say that, as you said, the armor was in fact referenced in the first episode as being right next to the mantle where the sword was. So it does seem to be in the series to some
To some
extent.
extent. So I'll fill in the blanks somehow there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so again, we're reaching so I've said this a lot on other social media, but like for just the record on this public live stream for YouTube, I am in the very unique position that I've never been in where I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I don't know what the hell's going on. And it's very interesting. I wanted to do this live stream for one reason and one reason only, and that's to celebrate you guys. And then the secondary reason was to get some potential answers for what is going to happen, because the chapter 1 is all that's happened, and I've already got so many thoughts. But moving into
Yeah.
Riker, because you guys then went from this original design, you went into a different design for Riker, and you guys went through a couple of different like ideas surrounding the different looks for Riker. Just in terms of color grading, I remember when you sent this original look. I'm gonna hide myself just a little bit for a second. I remember this original design with Riker, and you guys sent him to me to see which one aesthetically pleased you more in terms of capes,
Hmm.
in terms of what the differences are. I just enjoyed your process here. How fun was it or difficult was it to kind of create Riker?
Hmm.
Well, to create Riker is a broad question. I think maybe to settle on an outfit I mean, evidently there's about 4 versions of it here, so that was a bit harder. But I don't know. I think creating Riker was just really fun. 'Cause like, he's Roman's dad. He's kind of like well, it's kind of like what you were saying before about how like you really wanted Roman to be like square one, like square zero even, like
Yeah.
going into the series. So Riker to design him was almost like, okay, so what's the polar opposite of that? Because I had like the character description for Riker being like this cool knight kind of guy, as you can see here.
I
Um,
honestly, yeah, because that's so funny that you said the polar opposite thing. When and you can kind of see it
mm,
in episode 1 when I first go to talk to my dad. I had no idea what his
yeah, oh my
personality
gosh.
was gonna be, and
Yeah,
AJ
you were
kind of.
scared.
I was scared because I was like, he seems like this very gruff, no nonsense dude, and then
Mm.
AJ characterized him a little as a little bit more welcoming, and I wasn't really sure, and then I did not see that coming, that he's still a very supportive dad.
Mhm.
So the gayest sushi
I
roll.
absolutely love that like characterization for him. Sorry.
Oh, I
Yeah.
no, I thought that was really nice that he has this gruff exterior, but there's definitely a little caramelly gooey center in Riker, which I appreciate. The gayest sushi roll on the chat says, "Why does the color scheme make me think of Catholicism?" And that's interesting because I feel like I feel like Catholicism is a great example of a never really feeling like you're quite enough and always feeling like you need to atone. So maybe that has something to do with Riker. Actually, is there anything in Riker's current design that I should be paying attention to? Like, is there anything of significance? Or like this strip.
Certainly,
Oh.
yes, for
Certainly.
sure.
Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out like the patterning in the front is very interesting. So
Mm.
that may turn up, or the shield on the hilt of the sword is something that's very interesting to me. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe we'll be seeing this as a reference. I'm looking for patterns here. I'm terrible at
You're connecting
theorizing.
the dots.
Well, does
Um,
it look familiar?
the shield? Well, I feel like it's reminiscent of Roman's logo from Sanders' sides, but it also is the
Mm.
shield on his satchel that is in this
Mm.
universe. So that's the current thing. Also, I do love that people caught, and I'll bring it back up here on the original design, because I think this was something I asked for. The original design of Roman, I'll pull that up. If you look at the tracing of the sword, is in the shape of the katana, which is what Roman uses in Sanders' sides. And I feel like you guys decided, no, 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 we need a base level weapon for Roman here, or you had a completely different story in mind for Roman going forward. But I do love that it looks like there's the original design was that he was going to have that katana.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I will tell you, Joan, the katana never added up to Joan. Joan just never processed. I was like, well, Roman's like a figure of Thomas's imagination. He can have whatever weapon. And Joan was just like, but Roman is like a classically medieval prince character, and then he has a katana. Like, and I was just like, I don't know, dude. That's all I had in my house. So,
Yeah.
but I do love that little quirk. I kind of love that he has a katana. And
I
then
can't remember at Oh, sorry. I was
No,
just gonna say I
please.
can't remember at what point in the like design process that like the choice was made to give him like a wooden toy sword almost.
Oh
But
yeah.
I did really love that for a slight detail.
I loved it. It was very Sora at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts. I am all
Yes.
about that reference.
And I
Also,
can say,
oh, go ahead,
sorry.
please. No, please.
I was just gonna say, as like a DM and like writer, and you being our player, we do pay attention to what it is that you really like, and we try to provide that within the writing. So I'm very aware how much you like Kingdom Hearts, and I will say, like, I do consider that when I am writing.
That's amazing. I love that. That's so great. Somebody asked. I don't know if you care to answer this now or if you're waiting until later in the story, maybe in episode 4. But somebody was asking. Haley was asking, what is everyone's D&D class? And I think somebody else more specifically asked, what is Roman's class? Do you feel comfortable answering that now, or is he still so new that he doesn't quite have that? I'll say right now, we did go into the adventure starting episode 1 with the idea of what class he would fulfill.
Yeah, so all the characters do have a class. Every character that you see that appears in Roleslaying with Roman has a class. However, I think we are planning to try and reveal that within the actual episodes.
Okay.
But there have been hints dropped within what moves they use, like the way that they talk about stuff. So that is something that you can, so that is something that you can piece together, but we are planning to reveal that very soon.
Oh, wait, that's so interesting. So a lot of people are commenting about the hand next to Riker, and that is actually the one that's next to Riker, and I clocked it as soon as I saw this screenshot that Bree sent over. That's Tenpenny Samuel before, yes. and it looks like Tenpenny Samuel's been flipping that coin since you guys first started devising these characters. I love it. Quickly, we're gonna go on over to the creation of Youngblood. Because Youngblood was somebody because Terrence came into the adventure more recently than any of the other characters.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Terrence came into the adventure about a year ago, I believe, when I started actually writing on the show instead of just doing art stuff. And so we got to kind of build it from the ground up again once Terrence came in, because he and his character is so integral to the plot, as is Roman. But yeah, it was just very, very fun getting to reevaluate everything, and Terrence came into it.
What's funny with Terrence too is that, as you know, Bree, because you had to design a superhero character with him, that dude is very specific about his design process, to the point where it can get almost a lot. I remember he, for the superhero design, gave you clothes references, gave you the pose that he wanted to do, and it wasn't any different with this character, because unlike me starting with Roman, who was an established character being brought over from another series, he got to completely start from square one with his design and make it as freaking cool as he wanted to make it. He was talking about his weapons, and I was just like, oh, that is he gets like a chain sword. And like,
yeah,
I remember having that exact reaction, like hearing that and being like, "Oh, hey, can you concept this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds amazing."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember those conversations that you had, and you were digging it. So I'm sure
it was like I just real quick want to say, like, props to Terrence for like the flavor that he brought to Youngblood, just in terms of like the genre of like his outfit. Because I remember getting sent like almost like cyberpunky or like future tech kind of visual references for his, and like I'm like such a big fan of genre mixing like that, like mixing different bits and pieces into like fantasy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
short version, like Youngblood was an absolute treat to design, and Terrence like really popped off with the descriptions. It's so good.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can tell you that Terrence was absolutely enjoying every bit of what you came back to him with, because
And I was so happy about that because
he
I
was
like
finding
so
it simple.
wanted to do right by all of these, and that was just like the best to hear. You guys' reactions like made the whole character like concepting process like so beautiful.
As was the rest of the character intros when we were playing through the game. I just it was awesome. Bree, were you about to say something? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh,
Nope. I've been there before.
No, I think I was going to say that, and you'll have to remind me, I don't know if Terrence ever played D&D before.
I don't know. He hadn't, which I was very like when we first came in that day to do episode 1 through 3, chapter 1. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how he would do, if he would, because I was new to it too. And so I was like, he's going to look at us and he's going to think we're a mess if we don't get this together. But that dude was ready. He hit the ground running with his character, with just his whole attitude. He has the it factor that I am so thankful he's part of the series with, because he just rocks. He rocks at what he does, and I'm absolutely thankful that I get an excuse to bring him down from his school to come and bulk shoot a series with me again, because I miss that dude every single freaking day, and whenever I get to actually like work with him on this stuff, it is a dream come true. So
yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was just so wild. Remembering that he had never played D&D before, when he was like, he knew exactly what he wanted. Like, everything about Youngblood's design, Terrence was one-on-one, like, this is what he wanted. Like, there's, like, the eye color is like matching his fire. There's a reason for that. Like, the hair being so cool that we get to recreate when we shoot it live.
And he freaking like, that's the other thing. I don't even know how because that was our producer's work, getting this costume custom made for when he put that on, and they sent me a picture of the costume because he was testing the costume. I was like, he looks like there should be a show with him. I was like, that looks perfect. It looked perfect. He rocked it with the purple hair. I was like, how do you make a jacket like that? Also, somebody pointed it out in the chat. Where was it? It was up here. Oh, Lauren Fleming says, what is the mask? And I do notice that mask. That is something that didn't make it into the final design, right? Or am I dead wrong? Okay. Cool. So he just kind of like stuck with was that because we just practical reasons, like we didn't know how to recreate the mask in real life, or is it just something that Terrence and you guys just decided to nix?
Yeah, we kind of just decided to nix at this time, and also we were trying to figure out how to recreate it. Same with this jacket, like it got an overhaul based on backstory stuff, based on like recreation stuff. So there were a couple things from this design that like we just had to redo because it was hard to recreate for the live.
That makes sense to me. By the way, Teacups and Teeth commented on the live stream that it's their birthday. So happy birthday, Teacups and Teeth.
Happy birthday.
I don't know what that username is in reference to, but I hope you have a wonderful birthday. All right, so I think those are the things that I have, unless I'm missing any, Bree. Those are the concept designs that I have right now. And I think if you guys, if it makes sense, I'm gonna go into some of these characters, because I have theory. I don't know if we want to go to theories or if we want to go to questions first. For those of you who maybe for whatever reason haven't watched the series, I think you can still enjoy this and go back and watch those first 3 episodes. They're meant to be just enjoyed at at any time. But I have theories. I want to talk about these characters and just further appreciate them more. Is that something that you feel would be good?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also, to clarify before going in, this is another good like way to show Thomas didn't he's not sitting in on these writing meetings with D&D. He's coming into this just as blind as you guys are.
Uh-huh.
So much fun.
Yeah, there's no scripting. It is the best like practice in improv I will ever get. By the way, Terrence.
I was gonna say like, oh sorry, I was gonna say like Terrence, like same, like another little very much an appreciation moment for both you and Terrence. Like seeing the improv that you guys have been pulling off in this, like since both of you are so fresh to D&D, has just been the like funnest and the funniest thing.
something went right because I love improvising with him, and he also was not sure if he was doing it correctly. But he has the mind for playing the game. Like he is very Youngblood in that fashion where he is very tactical, as you already know. He's like, can I already use this? He's like lining up his cards and he's like, I would like to use this. And AJ's like, hold on, this is you're in conflict with a child. You don't need to use that power. And I'm more focused on like just messing around. And so we're more like our characters than I think we would care to admit. By the way, this is Terrence. Terrence is here in spirit. So miss you, Terrence. Love you very much. He's always said these are pictures that we made for working through intrusive thoughts. They were supposed to only just be props, but I've left them up on my bookshelf because why not have pictures of your friends and family on a bookshelf? Yeah, Alpha Rosu Okami says, "Want to be a good actor? Play D&D," which I do think is that. Would you guys agree? Like in your own personal D&D campaigns, do you experience yourself getting better at acting or just playing pretend?
I think I actually really would agree with that. Yeah, like part of the like reason that like someday in the future I kind of want to dip into do like voice acting stuff maybe is just because like it's so fun to get into that like really character kind of space.
Yeah.
Like whatever the term is for it, but like while playing sessions and especially when like bouncing off of other people who are super in character as well.
Yeah.
It's really good practice without feeling like practice. It's great.
Yeah, I go ahead, Bree, sorry.
Oh, no, you're so good. I was just going to say, like, I literally played a session with Alex last week, and it was very heavy, and all of our players were, like, so emotional, and, like, there was even, because Lexi, Treble Sketch is in that as well, and there's, like, some crying at moments, and it feels like you're listening to, like, a stage performance podcast. It's like, you're listening to all these actors really, really feel things, and then we'll go on break and laugh about it, but it's like, you're actually on set for something. So I don't know, it's very, very fun.
I will say, without giving anything away, that happens in chapter 2 for me. To where I was like, oh, what's happening right now? I'm feeling real things, and I know it was almost like this very weird line in between acting and not acting, where I was like, what is happening? We're off book, but I'm doing exactly what the DM wants me to do right now, and I'm feeling exactly the things that you guys want me to feel. It was wild. So yeah, get ready for that, you guys.
It kind of like circles back to what you were saying about like you end up being a lot more your character than you expect to be.
Yeah,
that's D&D, baby. That will happen in every campaign you ever play. Like,
yeah.
Is it a therapy session or is it D&D?
Yeah.
Little column A, little column B.
Lissini just commented, "Oh no, angst," and I was like, "No, freaking with these guys on the writing team, yeah." But I'm gonna try and make it as silly as possible as we do it. But yeah, no,
that is also D&D.
Yeah, it's really it gets intense, but in a really cool way. And you guys are just freaking amazing with your writing and developing of these characters. But I feel like this is a good segue. We're going to get into it because I want to make sure that we're making good progress because I got lots to talk about. I'm going to go to theories, okay? And I'm going to start.
All right.
I'm going to start with the person who's right on the top of my list, Aunt Patty, because this bitch has seen some shit. I know it. She has a history, okay? I'm calling her Patty the Baddie because I know that she has had a life, okay? First of all, you don't go just around making an orphanage, adopting a bunch of kids when you haven't had some sort of like, well, I could be wrong. This is me in my energy mode where I'm just like theorizing, but I feel like there's something that led her to be that empathetic and needing to like take care of people. And I feel like she dropped some hints at the end of episode 3 where she was talking about in her life there was a time when she felt very cramped. And I got notes. I'm going to refer to my notes.
Yeah, I love this.
Where she felt the place that she was from, so she's not from Reston, felt a little bit too cramped and small for her. And so literally I have at the top of my notes, I have Aunt Patty has likely seen some shit. I know that she used to be the Youngblood to Riker's Roman. I know that Riker used to be like Roman, so like obviously I feel like Riker's been through some things because he doesn't seem as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as apparently he might have used to be.
Look at him.
Yeah, he's definitely seen some shit. But I think Aunt Patty's been a beautiful balance to that. When Riker has potentially been through a ton of bad, traumatic things, Aunt Patty, who's I think always weathered above it, both figuratively and literally. I feel like she's like a half giantess. I think she's had to be the one to help counterbalance Riker through all of the potentially big stuff that they've been through. My theory, this is a complete wild theory, and I've got lots of them, so buckle up. Not just for Patty. This is just my one for Patty. My theory
Can I just
is
say before you dive into it?
Yes.
Another very very quintessential D&D experience is becoming the guy in front of like the newspaper clippings and red string, like trying to unpick stuff about the campaign.
Yes.
And again, it's wonderful to see you getting into that spirit. Man.
Yeah.
I love it.
And Aunt Patty is the crux. I love Aunt Patty. By the way, I love that you all turned a character that was a side throwaway joke from a Vine. I developed from there to her context in Sandersides, which is its own thing, and now to this really amazing character. I think, she was somebody who potentially where she was from, maybe she was herself an orphan, somebody taken in by a village that didn't know she was a half giant, so that when she grew up, she did basically literally outgrow where she was growing up from. And maybe potentially people didn't work to accommodate her. And maybe people treated her like an outsider or ostracized her. And she had to counter that stigma around her by being the one who was always on top of things, always organized, very Youngblood-esque. And I think Riker came along and basically enchanted her with this idea of romantic adventure, and he was completely accepting of her. And I think there is a little bit of empathy that she gives towards orphans because she was that person herself. So that's kind of my current thing around Aunt Patty. I'm trying to be succinct because I'm going through all of these different characters. I love that Idiotic Insomniac says Aunt Patty is Hagrid. They're definitely, I feel like that might be.
That's a theory.
Now that's a theory. A role-slaying theory. Sorry, Matt Pat. I apologize. And I think...
Would you like me to say anything in regards to your
Oh,
theory?
yes, please. Please.
She certainly cares about her family, and she will do anything to protect that family.
Her family. Quote-unquote family. Blood family or otherwise. She will do anything to protect that family. Ha ha ha.
And that is the sound of more newspaper clippings going up.
Yeah, I'm like that asked more questions than answered. You jerk.
D&D.
Welcome to D&D.
That's so annoying. Allie the anxious says Thomas knows Pat. What? That's so cool. Yeah, Matt Pat is awesome. Matt Pat is. I've had the privilege of actually meeting him very quickly in an elevator, and he was all kinds of sweet. And he likes my vines. He was reacting to vines and then he laughed to a lot of my vines, and I was like, that's really cool. So that's me geeking out about Mad Pat. All right. Next up on the theory chopping block, we're directing away from Aunt Patty to one of her mentees. Is that what you call the opposite of a mentor? One of her adopted children, Melvin. Yes. Okay? So here's my theory. Oh my gosh, and I didn't even notice that you have it listed as lab rat. That actually works concurrently with my theory. Okay, so that's really interesting. So Melvin, we don't know a lot about Melvin. Basically, all I know is that she's very good at concocting stink bombs and being all kinds of sneaky with scissors, and she scares the hell out of me. So my theory is that she was a lab experiment gone wrong. She was definitely the subject of a scientist who probably did all sorts of not great stuff. It's a mouse that can talk, has a very interesting laugh. She's a little bit diabolical, is what I feel. And a pretty extensive bit of knowledge surrounding weaponry, chemistry. So I think there was maybe she brought the downfall of the lab that she came from. Like somehow she got the upper hand on this scientist because he was so cruel, and just like made her escape, and somehow through her escape made her way to Aunt Patty. I don't know how, but maybe she just like is biding her time. Maybe she's not even an orphan, but she's just like, Aunt Patty's treating me well. These group of people are treating me well. They recognize me as the threat that I am, and so I don't think that they question her background. I don't think they need to know that she came from like some lab. They just took her in because they think she's really cool and she can make cool stuff. And I think maybe down the line she'll reveal a dark background that will go along with her skills. Maybe at a point where she can no longer hide it. Maybe when the jig is up and somehow it makes her past makes its way back to her. That's my thought. Yukochu says, secret of Nim much? And yeah, that definitely feels like it.
Shit.
Man,
that's dark.
There we go. Mel's in the building. Bree, also the voice of Mel. And there's the giggle. There's the classic trademark Melvin giggle. I'm very intrigued to see more of Mel because we don't know a lot about her. We haven't interacted a lot with her. So, very intriguing. Do you guys have anything to say about that theory, or should I move on?
Oh, like I love it. I love how much
very
you're
in
putting
depth.
into it. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't even. I'm just scratching the surface with in depth.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Just you wait.
Yeah. I can say I adore Mel with my whole heart.
Oh, okay.
Mel was a character for when I was doing art for this character back even 2 years ago, I was going to be voicing them. So I have a very, very special place for Mel in my heart. But yeah, that's what I'll say.
Okay, all right. I do love that somebody asked a very poignant question here. Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, I missed it. Oh. Well, I'll paraphrase. Is it one of the rats from Encanto? Is she one of Bruno's rats?
She was written before Bruno's
She was. Yeah, she definitely did.
I think somebody in chat also referenced Pinky and the Brain, and while that was not a source of design inspiration, the vibes do match.
Yeah, no, I love Dakota says Melvin is both adorable and scary.
We
Yeah,
don't talk about Fast Timmy though.
we don't talk about that. Oh, jeez. Oh no.
I feel like Thomas is about to.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm definitely with the amount of theories and the board that is developing behind me of these characters. But I'm very curious because well, I'll go into the other characters, the other orphans, but I do think that these three individuals have so much potential to play because they are smart cookies and will not hesitate to destroy anything. With that being said, we're going to go to Fast Timmy next. I'm going to go to Fast Timmy. I have one, and actually Terrence has one. He said he prefers my theory. His theory was that he is the oldest of three kids that grew up in a village, potentially by some sort of neighboring kingdom, and something happened. Something through a dark force came around, destroyed the village, destroyed his family. And Aunt Patty found and brought him back to the village, and the two other orphans are kind of the spiritual successor to the two siblings that he ended up losing, which is very sad, but could be. I have a very very off the wall theory for Fast Timmy, but I think it's what he deserves. Fast Timmy is great. Fast Timmy is the dark horse sleeper hit of the series. We all love Fast Timmy. We've got some cool cosplay surrounding him. My theory is that Fast Timmy is the long lost son of a ruling monarch of a nearby nation. I think he's not the heir to this kingdom. I think he is the spare. So I think he was consistently overlooked. By the way, just for anybody who doesn't know that, that's like the person who is the younger sibling who, in case anything happens to the heir to the throne, he would then become the king. But I think more often than not, they're not always the focus. So I think he was very consistently overlooked, even at his young age, and even though he demonstrated an incredible ambition for his age, because I think that he had to try harder to be seen more. And not only did he never earn the admiration of his family, including his brother, he also was not happy with the less than moral decisions the kingdom was making to its people, especially the lower classes, which included many friends he ended up making when he was able to sneak out of the castle. I think he snuck out of the castle. I think he adopts a lot of his personality from his friends down in the lower class. And I think that he was realizing what his own family and the kingdom was doing to his friends. And I think something, I don't know what, but I think something bad went down, like to the point where it's like one final last decision was being made to the middle or to the lower class to hit the kingdom that he couldn't stand. He got in the way of it. Some act of treason happened. I don't know what. I don't know if he killed somebody. I don't know if it led to something inadvertently. I don't know if he just put a stop to a very bad attack that then would have made him, banned from the kingdom. But I think he got out of there with the help of his friends from the lower class. He made his way out and somehow made his way to where Aunt Patty found him and brought him in. And I also think that this family, they're all super fast. So even that wasn't even something that made him stand out in any way. But now that he's the leader of this group, he finally gets to feel his worth and feel that these other kids are worthy of being loved and stuff like that. So he takes on a leadership position. He's seen some stuff, and I think that is what I think he has one of those classic tragic backgrounds. I'm obsessed with him. I think I want to see more of him. Now that's completely off the wall and based off of hardly anything. But I just wanted to give you guys that.
Yeah, no, I love hearing your theory, and
I wish I had popcorn. That was amazing.
I know, that was amazing.
I got took on a journey with that.
I'm so honored, how much you're thinking about the story and stuff like that. It makes me super excited for you to learn more about this character and for that theory to develop as you get more little hints about them.
I'll keep them all in a
I-
notebook and see how they evolve.
Yeah, I will say, I
Yeah.
think this will help your theorizing, and I think it will help everyone's theorizing, is to remember we are playing D&D 5th edition, and I mean that fully. So to really think about every character's, like, once you start learning about character class and races, that may play a big impact on what your theory is for this character.
And we still don't know what his character class is, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And we will
Can I say
learn
as
this.
well? Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, this is completely dumb, but like before you dove into like the legend of Timmy, I fully thought you were going to be like, so I have a theory. It's off the wall. Fast Timmy is a Smurf. I fully thought it was gonna be it.
He's the cross between a Smurf and an elf. Yeah, Smurf. No, that's I mean, my theory might have been just as off the wall, and there's definitely going to be ones that are very akin to that going down the list. Bree Lynn.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, quickly. Bree Lynn did ask. Maybe this is something that we could work on amidst whenever you catch a second to breathe. Bree Lynn was asking if there's these character sheets will be downloadable. I'm assuming character. I don't know if you're developing character sheets for the NPCs, but maybe at the very least for Roman or Youngblood that viewers can follow along with. For anybody not knowing, character sheets would display any stats that the characters may have, like their attack, their constitution, their health points, inspiration points, stuff like that.
So I do have character sheets for all of the NPCs. However, I can't release those for the public.
Right.
But Thomas, we are working on something that does display that for the public.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Yes.
I'm very excited about what you're referring to right now. We can't announce that, right? We can't.
No,
No.
cannot.
No, it's probably not wise to do that. I've definitely prematurely announced things and then regretted it. But those are. I'm very excited about that. You freaking, it's awesome. Lissy Bliss made a great comment here based off of my Fast Timmy theory, calling it Fast Zuko. And you're right. I definitely did. I definitely did accidentally use a lot of references to, the treason situation getting out of there. I do feel like potentially he does have a lot of similarities to Zuko. It's a good storyline. Zuko's storyline's the best. Bruv. Yeah, sorry about the teasing, guys. I apologize. We'll announce it soon. And we don't.
Yeah.
You're saying very soon we will learn the class that Timmy is, but we don't know it yet.
Timmy? That'll be a little bit, but we will be revealing classes for the player characters.
Okay. Ugh. All right. Well then, until then, go at it, guys. Theorize away. I don't know what 5th edition D&D means at all. I don't know what that means, so that doesn't help me at all.
Well, you all have homework. I'll see you next month. No.
You got Google. All right. Moving to the last orphan, I got Henderson up here. The boy who Roman and Youngblood need to apologize to very soon because they cursed at him and beat him up, and even though he is a big old bear, he's also a tiny child. So, that's something that I gotta work on for going forward in the story. My theory in regards to Henderson was eerily similar to Terrence's. Terrence gave me his theory on Henderson, very similar to mine. Terrence's theory was, it's essentially similar to mine. I basically theorized that he could be a child of a human and a bear warrior, also known as a berserker, which are fighters in Old Norse that are known to fight in like a trance-like fury. And could sometimes even were rumored to be able to transform themselves into bears to attack. And I think that potentially Henderson is half berserker, because I think obviously, unless he's not been able to actually, because he's a child, he hasn't been able to master the art of what transforming into a bear is. Potentially there's that, that difference, that uniqueness in him. I think Henderson could have potentially come from either a terrible skirmish where his parents were potentially killed, he lost both of them, and left not truly understanding what his powers were, and then Aunt Patty took him in. Or maybe they sent him out to Aunt Patty to be found by Aunt Patty. Or even, goes back to my Aunt Patty theory, what if Aunt Patty was part of the skirmish that led to her taking Henderson away? Similarly, what if Henderson was judged too gentle and too unwilling to fight by his own parents, that he was abandoned? Or was just simply mistreated, and then Aunt Patty was like, no, and then took Henderson away because, Aunt Patty will treat you better than them. So that's my thought. This also goes back to potentially Aunt Patty being a part of every skirmish that I've devised. What if during the treason situation Aunt Patty was there? Or what if during the lab experiment Aunt Patty happened to be there? And she just was like, I got another one. We're taking another one home. Sorry. That is my thought process there. But I think it's cool because if that's the case, if Henderson came from some place where he was far looked down upon, he's now in this very judge-free group that recognizes his strength in both his furiosity and his just like keep your head down and work a little bit. He gets thank you notes in the traps that he devises. Like, it's a very supportive thing. So, I think that might potentially leave. Wait, I do love this question from Beanaboo that was like, what's with the traumatized children? Listen, Beanaboo, I'm creating my angst-filled theories. I have no idea if any of them's right, but I'm swinging for the fences, and yes, a lot of them come from very traumatizing situations. But that's my thought process on Henderson, and I don't know how closely I am. But we've got a kid who can transform into a bear, so I'm very intrigued.
Well, it's like you grew up with Disney too, so like just think about all those poor kids,
All the poor kids that transform into animals?
No, I just mean all those poor kids who have a lot of trauma and like missing parents and stuff like that.
Yes,
but
almost every Disney character has one parent that they don't have. But yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a lot I can really say about Henderson.
Oh no! Only that we need to apologize to him.
Yeah, you really
Yes,
do.
he is a sweet boy.
We got a lot of hit back on that one after Terrence and I completely took him out. Terrence more than me. Youngblood was harsh on that guy. But I definitely was part of it. I definitely coaxed on the roasting. All right. Anyway, moving on. We got that freaking goat. We got go. We got this weird old goat. I don't know what is up with
legend.
this. Here's the thing. This is my wildest theory, potentially my wildest theory. I think we've got a Gunther the Penguin from Adventure Time situation here. I think this is a goat that was I think an alien came to this planet and invaded and took refuge in a goat and is inhabiting the body of this goat with its powers. And Burgundy Red, being the badass that she is, was just like, oh, you seem utile. I'm going to use you. You're a business partner. I'll get you to work here. You're going to work in this bread making company. And then we have this all-powerful goat that will eventually reveal itself to be a dangerous alien that will take over the world. That is my current theory.
I'll say that you certainly could have learned something more about the goat within chapter 1.
Oh, come on!
If you had done something.
If I had done something? No! Yeah. By the way, the chat is losing their mind at the goat. They're losing their mind.
Oh my goodness.
Spoopy and Tired theorizes that the goat is a time anomaly. He's everywhere and nowhere at once. He's the space rift that could end time itself. I love that theory. I love that theory. I think that's great.
Just know, anytime goat is there, you can learn about goat. There's never not a good time to goat.
Oh God! now I've got to figure out what the heck I could have done to learn more about this goat. I'm so mad. That's the thing. How do you guys do that? You have to design a story full well knowing that there are stones that will never be upturned. I don't get it. I would be so livid. I'd be so mad.
Yeah, it's very
It's
much
like two sides of the coin though, because it's like, sorry, Brie, but it's like sometimes things will not get unturned, and it's like, oh man, they missed that thing. But sometimes it'll be like, ha, they missed that thing, like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
the
mean,
Alex Universe talking about the goat is a cryptid. That makes sense. Jada Claire says, let's start a goat cult, which is, that's fun. Fable Rain says, does the goat have pronouns? And I think those are his pronouns, is just goat.
yeah,
Nope.
those are goat pronouns.
Goat pronouns. And then, who was the other person that got a chuckle out of me? Oh, somebody said, Fander Pat says goat boxers. Which Roman wears from the sketches that big praise to the scene recreator Hannah Speedy sketch.
Yes, Speedy.
You can see in the opening when he gets ready in the day, Roman, you can see he is wearing goat boxers. So just know those are canonically the underwear of choice for Roman of Reston. Goat boxers.
Yeah.
Anyway, any thoughts? Any other follow-up thoughts with goat before we move on?
No, but just to play off the idea of like writing in preparation for whatever might happen, it's very like butterfly effect how we write. We'll have sections in our notes where it's like, depending on if they do this, 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 or this, it might lead down to this, 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 or this. Like we have to write a lot in advance to prepare for what may happen. Yeah,
That's
but
just
usually
a decision tree.
yeah, if you do miss something big, like there's no guarantee that you'll get to see it again, but we do try to like make sure we can wrap around so you don't end up missing a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Inez compared goat to Wiggles from Gravity Falls. Do you guys remember Wiggles the pig?
Yeah.
Oh. Also, I love Jelly Hattress. The goat is the true villain all along. Uh-oh. That would be a twist. All right, we're moving on from Goat, who potentially could be the most popular character of the entire series, Goat. We're gonna move on.
Goat the goat.
We're gonna move on to Dorian, okay, the blacksmith, who I think we're going to learn quite a bit about, but I also have no idea where to start with this guy. Now, the one big theory I got with him is this dude actually has constellations in his eyes, and I doubt that they are just decorative. I think this guy may have been visited in his youth by some sort of cosmic event, all right, that changed him forever. I don't know if he can see the future. I don't know if he can just maybe he's part of a time rift and he's everywhere and anywhere at once, and that's why although he wouldn't need to send us out to look for things. I don't know. But I think that there's something there, because I don't know if that's a normal thing, unless it is, and because I don't know a lot of D&D lore. But that was my thought there. But is it the same cosmic event that gifted him the nail that he holds so dear? Like, is that why it's so precious to him? Or is the nail a misleading thing? Is the nail I present to the court a distractor from the true root of Dorian's history, which, by his own words, brings him a lot of comfort, which is the thing that the nail brought to life, and that is the painting. I am curious about the significance of this painting and what it means, and I'll show everybody what I'm talking about. And bring it to the top. Oops. Did I do it? Oh, okay.
I can say his eyes are not simply a decoration.
His eyes are simply not a decoration, are they? Yes. So if we look in the back corner, that painting that was brought to life by the nail has a link to his past and could potentially also link to his eyes and what they potentially mean. Ugh. Also, Night Wonder Liam says that their guinea pig Janice says hi, because he's purring.
Hi, Janice.
That's a fun name for a guinea pig, Janice. So that's
Is he truly a guinea pig? No, sorry.
Yeah, right. It could potentially be a hamster in disguise. The old switcheroo hamster for a guinea pig routine. But anyway, that's my thought there. Thank you for your input on that. I love that there is something to the eyes. Very intrigued by that. I'm holding on to that painting theory. But anyway, moving on from Dorian to the next frickin' bad mamma jamma, Burgundy Red, who I forget. Somebody else said this. We'll actually bring that up later. But Burgundy Red. Okay, this bitch. She is far too cool to be just in Reston. I think she is hiding something. I present a couple things to the freaking jury. All right. I think she's gone into making bread as sort of like a witness protection program thing, in that she's doing it herself. She's laying low. She's way too cool. I think she's. I mean, yeah, she's obviously got quite an ego as well, because she literally has her sign painted on the sign. If it's not their bread, then you're better off dead. But I think Burgundy Red is an alias. I think that maybe they're a spy of some kind. Here's the other thing. This person is not wearing blue. Now, everybody's been in the chats. I've seen a lot of people in the chats. We've talked about this a lot. If you look at Melvin, if you look at Fast Timmy, if you look at Henderson, if you look at Aunt Patty, if you look at a lot of the other characters, they're all wearing blue ribbons. All right.
Dorian as well, and
Dorian,
and the goat,
and the goats.
I would love to.
The goats wearing blue. So what do we? Wait, so Burgundy's got red, okay? And I'm very intrigued as to what that means. I feel like it, at the very least, it's like Burgundy being like, "Oh, I'm above them. I'm above the rigmarole of the rest of the town." Maybe she's infiltrated the town. Maybe she's a spy. Maybe they're going to reveal themselves to be a spy on the good side. I don't know, but I don't trust them. But they are very cool. They are very cool. Okay, I'm just really intrigued here. Also, Kaylee, hi. Kaylee said hi.
Can I read one of Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say I'd love to just bouncing off of that wonderful burgundy red fearing energy. Just I don't know. I guess maybe Bria, let me know if it's all right to note
are
that
you putting out
just
the...
No. This is that I know what I think you're thinking. I'm thinking, and this is completely not that. But
sure.
just in terms of the character designs, just in general, like across the board, I think even you mentioned earlier, Thomas, there's like a lot of detail went into them, and some of the details on some of the characters was just like, this looks cool. This is just like for me drawing them. This is fun, and then for certain other details.
Well, okay, but now I'm left at square, because any of these details could be relative or not relative. See, this is...
You can have fun unpacking that.
I feel like this is how you, all of you in the chat, this is how you feel when I give you vague answers, isn't it? This is maddening.
He said karma. No, but I will tell you on Burgundy Red, because it's fairly obvious to people who I think like maybe are looking for it, and also I just feel like you should know. Burgundy's hands are backwards.
Yes, that and here's the thing, AJ, is that relevant? AJ did state that in our episode 1, but it was edited out. But we did get told by AJ that their hands were backwards.
Yeah.
What does that mean? There's people are in the chat now reacting to the fact that I said this is karma for me. This is karma for me. But yeah, there was people that were saying like maybe they're a spy from a pirate, because they're like a pirate ship, because Burgundy is giving off major pirate vibes. What does that mean? Their hands are backwards. So maybe they had a curse. Maybe they stole something, and then the witch was like, "Nah, you're gonna have your hands flipped over, and your left hand's gonna be your right hand." I just love chaos.
Oh my goodness. I also have a question here from Abby on our Patreon. And they said, "Hello, yes, very important question. Is Burgundy Red's name deliberately B Red because they're a baker? Very
Yes!
clever."
I saw that question and I was like, you guys should have heard my gasp. Because it was almost as if somebody like revealed a murderer to me. I was just like,
Yeah. B Red.
Bread. Is there significance to that?
Yeah.
Yes! It is a pseudonym. It's a fake name. Burgundy Red. I know this.
Sorry, I will credit AJ that like a lot of these quirky like all of the puns that kind of go along with Burgundy and the catchy little lines were a lot of like AJ coming in and writing just a very funny joke.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he had to have been the one that made the "if it ain't Burgundy Red's breads, you're better off dead."
Yeah.
Got to have been him. Oh gosh. I'm so interested. But anyway, for the sake of time, I'm going to move on. But I got my eyes on you, Bread. Burgundy. Got my eyes on you. All right. Now, we go over to here to Tenpenny Samuel, another fan favorite. Tenpenny. Now, I think he's a class, unlike Burgundy Red, I think Tenpenny Samuel, he's more open about his schemes and stuff, his scheming ways. And I don't honestly have a deep-cut theory about him. I think he genuinely is just this dude who came in, made his way up in the world by scheming and scamming. He learned how to game the system, working smarter, not harder, and I think he made a great name for himself in the shop setting up in Reston, because he's like, Reston's a town full of suckers. And then he genuinely did get endeared by these orphans that he saw himself in, because they were also just pulling themselves up from the bootstraps. My one hot take, I think a lot of people think that Fast Timmy modeled his persona after Tenpenny Samuel. You got the coin flip, you got the very, devil may care attitude. What if Tenpenny took a page out of Fast Timmy's book? What if Tenpenny modeled a lot of who he is after Fast Timmy? He's like, this guy knows how to style himself. I'm going to learn from Fast Timmy. So that's my hot take.
Do you mean the other way around?
What? Oh, I said no. What if Tenpenny took a page out of Fast Timmy's book and modeled himself after? I know that most people probably think that Fast Timmy modeled himself after Tenpenny.
Oh, okay.
But my hot take, which I know is a hot take, was that Tenpenny Samuel, inspired by Fast Timmy's confidence and, just persona altogether, borrowed it from Fast Timmy's book. I know it's a freaking it's just a far-fetched theory, but just, give me something. But I do love the idea that Tenpenny Samuel is like endeared by Fast Timmy and almost like took Fast Timmy under his wing a little bit to be like, look, kid, you can go far in this life. All you got to do is think faster than the other guy. Like, I kind of love that, because Fast Timmy probably needed somebody like that growing up. So yeah, I don't have a real deep theory other than that for Tenpenny Samuel. Love the dude. I think it's great because he's got, I don't even know if he was supposed to have a New York accent, but AJ characterized him great, because I feel like New Yorkers, they're very much just like, no, I'll tell you I don't like you to your face. Even though I guess Tenpenny Samuel was like, I'll be slick and go back, and I don't know why I said that, because he definitely is very not obvious about what he's saying a lot of the times.
I feel like he is, but he's like also like, he always ends a sentence with a question mark and like never a for sure, It's like, not, yeah. But he's like also telling you exactly what you need to hear.
I don't know if this is the first person that said it. Butterfly commented, the frog father, like Godfather.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, to your theory, the frog father really cares about his family, and he certainly considers Rustin part of his family, and that is especially Fast Timmy.
You said the same thing about Aunt Patty. Does it have to do with the blue ribbons? Because he's wearing a blue ribbon too.
Well, there's a lot to do with the blue ribbons.
Oh gosh! All right. Well, this is going hard. No, it's fine. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and I knew I was gonna get frustrated.
Oh.
But I'm going to think about this because you now have the gears turning in regards to like what he's gonna potentially do in the future. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to potentially, I don't even know how to begin with Riker. There's so many different directions. We don't know a lot about Riker. He was very buttoned up in the first chapter, and there's a lot of questions that I absolutely know you guys cannot answer. So it's like, where do I go from here? He's obviously been through a lot because we know that he used to be a lot like Roman. I don't see a lot of Roman in him right now. So I think he's been going through a lot. My biggest question mark right now, nobody's named Mark. I just put a big space between question mark.
I fully read it that way as well.
My big question,
It's like,
Mark. It basically is just in regards to his reaction to Youngblood. There is something there, and this is very tied with Youngblood because I have Youngblood here. Youngblood has apparently he's wearing some sort of uniform that is very characteristic of a place or an organization or something in regards to this place, the Bard College, which we only heard a reference to it at the very end of episode 3. And it's the biggest question mark of the entire chapter. I know you guys can't talk a lot about this. I know that we're going to really talk around in circles. But, yeah, my thought is that, let me see, I'm going to refer to my notes just so I'm not speaking out of turn. We know that he must have something against either the college because he recognizes the uniform, or he just has it out against bards, and bards in this world have a very specific uniform that they wear everywhere. And I have to imagine that a bard or the Bard College or a bard in particular somewhere had something to do with a dark moment in Riker's past. Does it have something to do with the mom? We don't know anything about Roman's mom. We don't know anything about how Roman came to be in this world. Something that has potentially led to Riker having a deep-seated fear or hatred against bards, or just enough that Roman doesn't even know what singing is. And I know that a lot of people were asking about that, like, is that just a thing for Roman? It doesn't seem. I feel like he would definitely have come across somebody in the village who'd know what singing is. Youngblood was pretty taken aback that Roman didn't know what singing was, so it definitely seems like it was controlled. What would have happened enough for Riker to be against bards? There's a lot there. But I think that is, and even though Riker's not a villain story, you know, the whole theory of like, this is the beginning of my villain origins. That is what I feel like is like the crux to his core dark memory. I think that's Riker's, like, maybe something there changed Riker for good. And maybe he's nervous about that same thing repeating between Roman and Youngblood. But I think it had to have been something enough where it couldn't have been something that you could tie directly to Youngblood, because Aunt Patty silenced it completely, and then Riker was like, yeah, okay, we'll have dinner with all of you guys. So it had to have been enough where it's like, maybe it was just Riker's bias. And then Aunt Patty was like, we're going to shut that down. We're going to shut it down because Youngblood is a guest and he's a friend and got nothing to do with what you're dealing with right now. So it has to be something just like adjacent to something that happened in Riker's past. Yeah.
A couple things. Oh.
Go ahead.
Sorry. A couple things I can point to are things that were in episode 1, I believe, and perhaps even the beginning of episode 2. No, I think it's all in episode 1. Where when Riker asks Roman to go out and kind of investigate a strange sound from the woods.
Uh-huh.
And instead what you find is a guy just singing in the woods. So even then Riker's going, I don't know what the heck that is out there. Go look into it. And then
Riker didn't even know what the singing was.
And then even just looking at the name of where you live.
Well, yeah, I mean, rest in peace.
Well, rest on.
Rest on. Well, to me, Reston gives me kind of the vibe of, I mean, it gives you the vibe, it really, truly, you guys nailed it with the name, at least in my head. Reston feels like a classic home base shelter, you know?
Mm.
But if you're going in that
thing.
direction, like rest on, like I know there's a musical term for rest, which is like the absence of music. But I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
There's a reason for everything.
Oh my gosh! Oh, okay. Okay. What does that mean? Is there like is it just controlled by Riker, or is that like something that happened? Now here's the thing. I have a theory that was submitted by Ashley, Warna Dude, on Twitter, who said this was in a connection with the edit that she released today. By the way, Ashley, if you're watching, amazing edit. We all loved it.
Amazing.
It was so
Yeah,
good,
so
dude.
good.
Oh my gosh.
And she used the song from, oh gosh, it was a very recently released anime, but there's the beginning words of "I can finally sing again" to the edit, and she used that line.
The song from Belle.
Yes, she used it because she likes the headcanon that Roman maybe is cursed to never sing again or forget about it. And then through the magic of friendship with Youngblood, he remembers, which is very, very interesting. I don't know where that headcanon came from, but I like that theory. I don't know where that came from, but it's very, very cool. It's oh my gosh, I love person internet saying, "Oh my, not music theory with Roleslaying with Roman." Could you imagine having to apply music theory to this series? A lot of people in the chat right now are saying, which I think is very interesting. Leah said this, Nat said this earlier. Roman's mom could potentially be a bard. What if he's completely scarred from that bard, that now it's hard to let down his guard?
Go on. There we go.
Yeah! That's really interesting. So there's a lot to Riker right now. I don't know what to say. Like, and I don't have any idea what like even if there hasn't even been a speak, like we don't know what happened with Roman's mom. She could just be like far away. Maybe Roman has two dads. We don't know that either. Who knows what's gonna happen? Like we have a Bo from She-Ra kind of situation. So I don't know. There's so much here with Riker because he's it's chapter 1, so he is just open book in regards to what he has. And then a lot of people commented that Riker doesn't wear a blue ribbon. So what the heck does that mean? I guess unless it's wrapped around the hilt of his sword, but I don't know.
I mean, it's
I don't
blue.
know.
blue.
This is all.
But I'm shrugging.
Yes, you are shrugging.
I love the fear of music theory, but there's also like color theory, and there's also archetypal design, and there's also like writing theory. And
everything. Yeah. The Great Lord Cheese commented, by the way, great username, says Roman's mom just went out to go get milk. She's fine. She just hasn't come back, and we're just theorizing for nothing. She'll be back. She'll be there in chapter 2, being like, "What did I miss?
Goat's milk?
Oh.
What did the goat do?"
I would not drink that goat's milk. I would not. And great question. Great question from Coffee Break. Oh, sorry, I'm talking right over you guys. I apologize. I freaked
That's
out a little
fine.
bit
Oh,
too
you're
much.
good. We're making more dumb jokes. Sorry.
I just saw a great question because I didn't even process it from coffee break. Is the scar significant? Haven't even thought about that because I've just been like, he's a warrior, so he probably got sliced and
Oh, on his
diced a
little
couple of
face.
different times. The one on his face, yeah.
Hmm.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
All right. Gosh, there's so much I would love to hear people's theories. I think that there's so much there. Let's move quickly because we got so much other things to do. Youngblood. Okay, this dude, he's obviously running from something. And he's from a bard college, and I wonder if he's gonna be relatable. I've never dropped out. I don't know why I said that. It's like I was gonna say relatable, and he dropped out. I've never dropped out from college. First of all, Youngblood, I'm in love with this character. I know that it's already played by like one of my best friends in the entire world, but the character itself is already so freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, just a side note, back to Riker, Damaris also has a very cool theory. He just says, or they just say, evil dad? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Very interesting. Damaris, hold on to that. All right. Youngblood, yeah. Super freaking cool. I mean, just Terrence's character design alone is already really cool. But so something there was incongruent with the Bard College that he came from. This place. And enough to escape. And I'm wondering if just like he was somebody who, obviously he's a freaking Spitfire. He'll yell at anybody. So I'm assuming he does this. He has that same direct approach to teachers or anybody trying to make him fall in line. I don't think he liked the structure, and I think he wanted to get out of there. He wanted to make his escape, or potentially they were causing him to be ostracized because of how he thought differently. Something in there was something where he just didn't like it. He gives me extreme Eleanor from The Good Place vibes. Has anybody watched The Good Place?
Oh my goodness.
Eleanor, who didn't
man.
she doesn't want to be part of any groups because she was afraid of rejection herself. And I feel like she was going to reject people before they got the chance to do that. And I think that he was potentially bullied. He never got along with anybody at the Bard College, and so he made his escape. And I think that he's had a very out for himself kind of attitude for the longest time, even with Roman. I think he only joined up with Roman because he's like, this guy's a sap. I'm good to get at least a little food and money. And I think that he probably enjoyed it a little bit more than he thought he was, because this guy's not being an asshole to me. But I think that even as he journeys off now with Roman into chapter 2, I think that he's still doing it potentially to use Roman as a means to an end, to get potentially more food and more money. I think that's just his potential motivation until the situation maybe turns itself around. That's my thought. That's my thought there with Youngblood. I don't have a lot because Terrence is the one behind this one, so I can only theorize so much. But yeah, I feel like he has up until now had a one-man wolf pack type of mentality, and maybe Roman is kind of breaking that shell down a little bit. Similar to the other characters from The Good Place towards Eleanor. I just got my parents into The Good Place, so it's very fresh on my mind right now.
Yeah. Oh man, working with Terrence on Youngblood was just so much fun because again, he's so very serious about kind of the elements to the storytelling that he adds. And he does it even in places where he surprises me.
Yeah.
And I have to stay vigilant, and I
Yeah.
have to.
I know exactly what you're referring to.
Yep, and I
Hasn't
have
come
to
up.
update my notes, and I love that. He's just so into it with his character, and he's paying very close attention during everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but and then there's even parts of it where he worked with me on his backstory, but there's a lot he didn't know, and it was very, very fun to see his gears turning as things were revealed to him.
You gave us both journals, or we got journals for both
Yes.
Roman and Youngblood. And Terrence was
Yeah.
talking to me today. He's like, I wish I had my journal with me, because he's like, I wrote down theories. And so he was like, because he has running theories for it. Me and Terrence talk about theories for these characters, all the way. Yeah, I love this. I don't know if we'll talk about this,
Oh,
but
I see your question.
there's
Yeah.
people talking about shipping Youngblood and Roman.
We can talk about it.
Fandom kitten. We can talk about it. I definitely don't. I wouldn't say no. I feel like it makes sense. But like that is not. I have no idea if that's gonna happen in the story. I have no idea if that's where Terrence could see Youngblood going. But as far as it potentially, like, in my opinion, being a possibility, I there's so many question marks between now and that being a possibility. But I don't mind it because I think that it does make sense to an, like, I could totally see. I could totally, if I was watching this series objectively, I might be in that camp where I'm like, okay, where are they gonna kiss?
I mean,
And I
it's
mean,
very fun
that is
because
like
you're
another.
seeing. Oh,
Oh no, Bree, you go.
well, it's very fun because you are seeing like these two characters develop, like get development and like grow a
Mhm.
bond over time. I mean, they've only just met,
They've only
so
just met.
it's interesting to see their dynamic. And I will say there are so many possibilities for ships within this series that it may be hard to choose.
Yes. Yeah, Bree. Yeah. That's so freaking funny. MGU brought up the Two Princes podcast because a lot of people commented that they felt the similarities.
Oh.
I'll give you a little tidbit about the Two Princes because Leo was a big fan of listening to that podcast and he pointed it out to me. The artist who created that artwork, her name is oh gosh, I don't want to mischaracterize it. I forget her name, but she's amazing. The artist who made the art for the Two Princes artwork was the first person, and I'm telling you, person number one, patient zero, the first person to make any fan art of me back when I first started Vine.
Whoa.
And
Wow.
it was what I couldn't believe it when Leo said that because I was just like, that she was person number one. I had it on my iPad background because I couldn't believe it. I'd never had art made of me ever. I just consistently thanked. And then when I found out she made the art for the Two Princes, I was like, that's so good for her. That's so cool. It was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know she's
Oh my
probably
gosh.
swamped now, but could we commission her to do like a role-slaying piece just for us, just for that full circle?
Maybe. I would love to reach out to her because she's an amazing artist, and yeah, I've never shared that information with anybody.
That's amazing.
It's really freaking cool. It's really cool. It was a wild turn of events.
Yeah. Such a little like small world moment. That's crazy.
Small world. But anyway, yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
see
really.
that. And going back to the shipping thing that you just posed, Bree, you absolutely, people don't know, but yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to. And I get it. I do get it. Yeah, I do get it. But yeah, I see that a lot. And I was like, nobody feel bad about that because I think it makes a lot of sense because I feel like I'd be in the same boat if I were watching.
Yeah, can I
and
out
that is,
you a little bit about our like one of our favorite little things to do, like as a group?
Yeah.
So we love to, and we may like do this publicly at some point, but we love to share songs that like inspire, like,
Yeah.
or that feel like they fit the characters.
Yes.
And there have been a few that you've shared that I'm like, oh, these are so like good shippy songs.
Yeah, yep, I know. I share a number of them. I do want us to release like a playlist centered around each of these characters because we have some that really tie in well with these characters.
Yeah, I've been making a role-slaying one, like a whole playlist, but I can't share it with you because it's got like
all spoilers.
spoilery vibes.
Yeah, you're not gonna understand the song until you hear the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that I found for the orphans that I think is perfect.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's great ones. We can release some of these as we go. But anyway, maybe we just have a playlist that we continuously add to it as the chapters release. That we're like,
yeah, that would be very fun.
or we release playlists chapter by chapter. Anywho, Moving quickly on to Roman. I keep saying quickly, but we're going at a steady pace. Roman. Now, a lot of Roman, my theories still tie back to Riker, because I don't know. I think a lot of his future lies in Roman's past. I think the only things that I could possibly theorize about Roman is in regards to who his parents are, what they've been through, where he came from. Does he have a curse on him? That's such an interesting theory. And, you know, or is he just a guy? Which is also a very cool thought. Like, what if Roman is just a dude and he's able to potentially affect really cool positive change in this world? He's not a chosen one. He's just a dude. And he is very much sees things like he's the audience's point of view. The audience is plopped down into this world. Maybe the audience knows what singing is. He doesn't even know what singing is. And, you know, why did somebody say Roman is cheeked up? Benz, what are you talking about? I guess the thighs are thick. Sorry, that comment.
I can't even apologize for that.
I mean, I get it. Well, I have art in regards to that. Just hold on. But yeah, that's my thought right there. It literally, I don't have too much in regards to Roman. I'm just going to check my notes to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. I mean, there's got to be something maybe in regards to Roman and here the thing that Aunt Patty gave him at the end of episode 3. Oh. This patch. This has something to do with his history. Perchance, he was also linked to Youngblood. Maybe he's linked to Youngblood somehow before he even met Youngblood. Because somehow his aunt has a patch related to the Bard College that he came from. I'm very, very interested in what that could potentially mean. What does that have anything, and does it link back to him not knowing what music even is? And also a lot of people pointing out, just a random gay potato, and Mafalda says, where is Roman's ribbon? Why does he not have a blue ribbon? What's going on with the Roman and Rikers of this town not having a ribbon? Now I gotta doubt them with Burgundy? I gotta clump them with Burgundy? Come on now! I just staked a series of doubts against Burgundy.
Oh, goodness.
And I like that somebody said that, oh gosh, where did that person say it? It said, I think that he potentially could use glitter as an attack, as a defense attack. And I could definitely see Roman do that.
Just keeps it in his pockets.
And Yasha White Tiger. Oh, Yasha White Tiger says brothers maybe in regards to Roman and Youngblood. Are they brothers? That's interesting.
I'll just say, I certainly would not let people ship, and I would not let you continuously ship if I
That's
wrote them
true.
as brothers.
So we could probably disregard that one.
Yeah. This is not Star Wars.
Oh yeah. 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 No, that is interesting though, because you know I mean, this is a question a lot of people do have that I've seen in the chats that you're probably going to ask. Actually, is it a question that's in your storehouse? Because I will definitely pull from there now. In regards to, this is a completely separate universe. It's in no way tied with Sandersides, but Roman was pulled from that universe. This character is inspired by that. Is there that possibility of that happening going forth in this series with other characters from other works? Like, are you going to take inspiration from characters that are there in other series? Is that something you can answer? That probably isn't, I don't know. Is that a question somebody's asked? Because I also don't know if I've just taken a question from somebody that somebody else asked.
Let's see if anyone else asked
Taking
exactly that.
From characters in other series. Batman will be appearing in...
Oh my gosh! That's
not true.
That's not true.
That'd be amazing.
Really joking.
Could you imagine?
But from like series is here.
Oh, let's see. So
Probably
someone, let's see, idiotic Insomniac I'm curious to know if the whole world or town is just another part of Thomas's brain, like the mind
Oh.
palaces. If so, do all of the sides have a fantasy world? I'm going to call them mind stories like this, but more suited to them as individuals. Okay, so they're kind of asking a really similar question. I will say you are quite inspiring. So, who knows? Who
Wait, what
knows?
is quite inspiring? Oh, I'm quite inspiring? The
You are
person
quite
asking me?
inspiring, and your
I am
series are
quite
quite inspiring.
and the series are quite inspiring. That is interesting. Huh. Okay. All right. That's great. I'm going to leave it there because I know that's all you can probably ask or answer in regards to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move really quickly because we do need to get to some questions. Lyra, you put this as a list of things that I potentially can theorize about. I don't have a lot, but I am very interested that she was even on this list. Okay? We got a space bunny that seems to be omniscient. Okay? So I'm assuming maybe, like, my theory is that somehow, through some mind bending, like Marvel's What If, Marvel's Eternal, lots of Marvel inspiration here, the storyteller somehow has to pierce the veil, come out from behind the curtain, and interfere because of some other cosmic threat and come into the story to affect change. Yes, Fandom Kitten, the Galaxy Bun will be on the run in this theory. Somehow enters, or maybe their end game. Maybe Lyra is the ultimate villain. Maybe Lyra is who we have to face off at the very end.
It's terrifying.
Yes. Yeah, Creepior says, God Bunny. Who knows? That's interesting to me. I'd be very curious about that.
Come with me to the astral veil.
Ooh, is that a Wicked reference?
Nah. It was more the Cosmos. Have you seen Cosmos? I love
thought it was
space.
Willy Wonka for a second.
Oh, jeez. We are all over the place. It was Willy Wonka Cosmos.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. All right. Moving to Hook Horror. Now, we didn't get to deal with this bad mama Jama for quite long in episode 3. We kind of defeated her. She was escorted off to the caves. But here's the thing. We didn't take a lot of time to question why. Why was the Hook Horror there in the first place, wandering through the woods, taking people's pants because she couldn't see, and just seeming to be in a state of confusion the whole time? I don't think she was sent there to attack anybody. I don't think that she wandered there out of malice. I don't think she wandered there because we were on her grounds. I think she was wandering out there because some sort of group or industry or company or bad people are out there destroying, did something to disrupt her natural habitat, potentially mining the cave for precious minerals that she rested in, or just using her territory as a part of their own private operations, forcing her out and into a state of like, where the hell do I go now? And I think Roman and Youngblood are going to stumble upon these people pretty soon, the ones that have been doing this, because they're probably going to be disrupting a bunch of relatively harmless creatures that don't want to get into any sort of blue jean stealing escapades like Hook Horror did. That's my thought process with Hook Horror. I think she is the ground tremor that we are feeling towards the bigger problem that we have not rested on.
That's interesting. I my goodness.
I'm always thinking. I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I love the fact that you guys did not like end up killing the Hook Horror.
I wouldn't have allowed it.
That certainly could have been an option. I mean, it's a very good tell of your like the player styles, to be honest. Like, a lot of like the things that we put into episode 1 were to like test you guys to see like what kind of players are we dealing with, because that kind of almost influences the story that we gotta write.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. So based off of how we were going to react to any of these traps or the Hook Horror, you were then going to be able to base how you needed to write the rest of the story, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, definitely determines how dark is this, you know, like are
You
you
are
gonna drop that kid down a well? Like, I mean, you could, but
huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have any other plans for what this monster was presenting to us, but I felt there was a bigger question to ask. But maybe it was just a beast that haplessly wandered into this village unknowing. But yeah, I thought it was intriguing. I
certainly do love it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, moving on. I think those are the main things. I have one other final question, and that is in regards to Burgundy Red's Bakery, namely the sign on the wall. Okay. Now we see on the sign. I'm gonna pull it on over. Pull it on over, baby. We have. Oh, it didn't do it. Oh. Okay. Bakery. There we go. We have this little star employee going on here. And we've met the goat. We know the goat. And then we see this elf. So my thought is that the goat and the elf are one. That the elf sometimes transforms himself into a goat every month or so. But Terrence did not have the same kind of theory. Terrence believe, and by the way, also now I'm noticing the elf has different styles every month. We see the elf sometimes wearing sunglasses, some sunglasses, maybe just like an ascot in different ways. Sometimes the sunglasses are on their head. So please,
I mean, the goat has different styles every month too. Sometimes it's front view, sometimes it's like
Side
three
view,
quarters,
profile,
sometimes it's full face.
Yeah, no. Sometimes he's trying to apparently eat the camera. So, what is the story here? Does this have? By the way, I'll ask this first. Does this have anything to do with something I could have asked to learn more about the goat? Is this what I could have asked?
No.
Oh. Okay. All right. So, can you give any information on this, or is this just some character we have yet to meet?
Well, it is something you will learn very soon, within the next couple of chapters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Well, I guess that's all I could have hoped for with that. But it is so. So the elf, this elf, is not one and the same with the goat.
I did not say that.
Okay. Well, hey, if we get more goat action, that sounds weird, but if we get more goat action in this series, I think the viewers are going to love it because they love that goat. All right, so moving from the goat, what do we want to do now? Do we want to move into questions? Questions that the viewers have submitted.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
This is like a lovely time.
Yeah, that or we've actually answered like a ton of these questions, and we were planning to only go for like maybe little two-ish hours. So could we possibly go to?
Yeah, you want to react to fan art because I also asked people to submit in fan art on Twitter and on Instagram last night. So if you guys will stay tuned, we're going to take a look at some of the artists' work that they've created. Oh, Danilo's here. Danilo comments, everything is just, I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. And, you know, I get it. As a story writer, I completely get it. Danilo, thank you for stopping by. You're awesome.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes.
May I also, if it's all right, go on mute just really quick? I'm a little bunny and I've got a little bladder.
Go. Go on mute. Me and Alex will take the reins here. I'm gonna look at some comments here in the chat. I stocked up, but I will say I tried to stock the fan art. Stock up, STOCK, not STALK. Stock up on fan art. So we have lots to react to. I want to give a big ol' thank you to everybody that is doing art and cosplay of these characters every single day. I am gobsmacked by them, and
can I say real quick, like, just like,
yeah, you definitely,
like,
Alex,
just personal props to the like cosplayers, because it is I can't even articulate how much of like a nerd moment that is for me, having
Ugh,
drawn the characters and stuff, and then see them be made into real people in the real
I
world
know.
with you. How do you even do that?
I know.
That's
I
so
know.
cool.
It was the Fast Timmy cosplay,
Oh,
the
insane.
Tenpenny Samuel cosplay, the
Dude,
Henderson.
that popped off.
I know. And the Henderson cosplay, I am loving it. I am ready to see more. I'm ready to see more cosplay as we go.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
uh,
Can I say, because obviously again, me and Bree know certain things, and drawing the characters and stuff. There are certain characters on the horizon that I cannot wait to see what everybody does with.
okay, well, if it's
They were
any of
so
the
they were so fun to draw, but I
yeah,
want to see what they get what they
I
get
mean,
turned into.
okay, yeah, because I only know some of the characters that we're about to come across in the next couple chapters. So yeah, I can already predict one everyone's gonna go for. I know it just based off of
Hmm.
past experience. One is people are gonna attack head on, applied directly to the forehead. Nobody remembers that commercial. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. All right, we're gonna go into fan art now. I can't remember if I
Yay.
primed it up yet with one in particular. No, I didn't. Okay, so we're gonna start with some classic Roman cosplays. Now, for the ones that I got off of Instagram, I got the usernames right there. For the ones off of Twitter, I will read off people's usernames. Bean Sibbles did these classic Roman pose. I love that he's looking to rescue somebody. Very heroic. Got the full. I love the classic Roman jerkin here. Um,
Mm.
we've got this. Oh, I love this one by Art Ghost because it almost looks like a playing card. Like I think this was part of a draw your six
Oh.
characters kind of challenge, and I like that they populated it with a bunch of 20 dice. Which,
Oh, okay. Just to let you know,
oh
it does
yeah,
lag a little bit on our
yeah,
end,
I forgot
so
about the lag. You're absolutely right. I
no, you're
apologize.
good.
I apologize.
Oh, I see
Ooh,
what you're
oh,
saying
these two are
now.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so we've got okay. Yeah, I do have to prepare myself for a little bit of a lag between when you guys can see the art and when I can see the art. Okay, but yeah, no, I definitely and I like that Roman's like preparing himself for battle. Like he's like
He
freaking
looks
that.
serious.
He's like that wooden sword training was tough. Or he just tripped and he's getting up and he's playing it off because that's
Mhm.
definitely something he would do. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for you guys to be able to see this one, but Roman
Oh.
finally gets to he gets to have the redemption that he's always wanted, having having. I'm waiting until you guys can see it.
Oh.
Having the one
Redemption.
and only
I need to
Sparky
know.
in his life, aka Fred. I
Oh.
I enjoy this. This
Oh, it's so cute.
this person
Yeah.
this person just made this today and I was like I've got to add this in. By the way, I believe this was made by Gabe_elf on Twitter. And they said it was their first fan art that they've posted publicly. And I think that they were very
Yay.
nervous and I was like, you did a
Gabe.
great job, Gabe. It was fantastic.
Gabe,
Uh
I hope this is the first of many. This is adorable, dude.
This is so
I
cute.
right? So freaking cute.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're moving
Fucking
on to because
yum.
I did make sure that we put in some cosplay here. We have somebody who put together a most brilliant Roman of Reston cosplay because we got one of those. They got complete with a
Ooh,
nice
I don't think I've seen
yeah. They got
any
some.
Roman cosplays
No,
before.
they have like with the classic instead of the jerkin, they replaced it with a nice vest. They have their classic play
No.
sword and a satchel. I mean, and they had a couple of pictures here. This person is Lemon Doodles, lemon with two M's, Doodles, and I very much enjoy it. Yeah, some people compared the dog Sparky to Mine Mutt
Oh,
from
mine
from
might. Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah,
We even used that. We used that as a comparison.
yeah. Yes, I
Um,
believe Colleen did that. Just like we hadn't even noted to do it yet. And Colleen's like, I know exactly what to do.
I can definitely imagine that. Uh, and then I also for these two I'm gonna put them side by side because they have very similar energy.
Mhm.
Because we always have two since we have the classic crossovers of Roman from Sanders Sides, Roman from Roleslaying. I
Yes.
definitely love these. The first one is from Congreve _cap. And then the second one is from Purple Crayon Is Mine, which, if anybody has checked out Purple Crayon Is Mine on their Instagram or their Tumblr, they have tons of beautiful art. And actually, both of these artists have beautiful art.
These
on
are
their
delightful.
platforms. I know, right?
So cute. Funny.
I love these artists so much, and I was waiting for this kind of art where these two meet eventually.
Yes.
And then in preparation for for episode 3, Brei and the Moon came up with this beautiful JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired art that is literally based off of a poster or by art from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where Roman's finally squared off with Henderson. And I thought it was...
This is what I think it's about to be.
It was gorgeous.
It is.
It was so pretty. I couldn't believe this.
That's stunning.
Me and
my God,
Terrence-
the sound effects and everything.
Is there sound effects that go along with this? Sorry, I'm a JoJo's
Oh, for
Bizarre
sure.
Adventure
no,
noob.
that's what the red is. Yeah, it's sound effects. Like they have it in JoJo all the time.
I love that so much. Yeah, by the way, I'll get major props to Brei and the Moon. I think that they consistently make some beautiful art. Yeah, are you approaching me? Says Riley, from which I believe was
you
both quoted by
approaching
AJ, and I believe it is the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure quote.
It's outstanding.
Now here is
So
art.
good.
This is art that I feel is representing something that we are due for coming up very soon. Hopefully very soon. A recompense between Roman and Youngblood and somebody who desperately has it coming. Class. Poor
Aw.
Henderson
He's so sad.
absolutely needs the love. This is by I Am Art of Tomorrow. Youngblood, I love how Youngblood is like super hesitantly doing this. Like he's like, why the hell
He's so not
am
here
I
for it.
doing this? Roman's like, come in here, buddy. Yeah, no. Youngblood's gonna do it. Come in here, Youngblood. You're gonna hug him. Come on. Poor
Oh my
Henderson.
goodness.
He is due for some redemption, baby.
A little tears and the ears are down.
The ears are down.
Oh,
Such a sweetie.
so very good.
So very good. And next we have another fave artist of mine, Candy Dust 23, who has been creating some beautiful art surrounding Roleslaying. This is just an example of him, and they highlight one of my favorite moments from episode 3 that I will highlight in a Youngblood highlight reel fairly soon. It's Youngblood who essentially doesn't want to take the credit at one moment in the episode of episode 3 after they defeat the hook horror, and then literally 5 minutes later in the episode, Youngblood is shaking Riker's hand and saying, "Hello, I'm Youngblood. I would like to be compensated for my help here." And then, of course, Fast Timmy comes in and takes also all of the credit, which I think
It really is a wonder that Youngblood and Fast Timmy don't get along. They have very similar grind sets when it comes to getting.
Yeah.
Youngblood and Fast Timmy. Oh, those are that opposites attract. Fast Timmy and Youngblood are like frickin' oil and water. I feel like they're too much the same. That they're like, oh, am I really that grating? So I feel like that's I think that's their current
bless
motif.
them.
But yeah, thank you, Candy Dust, for this beautiful encapsulation of that conundrum for me. Next
I
up,
love the expressions.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
I just
no.
wanted to say they're beautiful.
Candy Dust's artwork with their expressions are great. And go and check out their Instagram channel because they have like all sorts of art dedicated to Roleslaying, and it's great. Their Ann Patty artwork is amazing. This next one, love it because it's a quote from Parks and Rec. Because honestly, Roman and Youngblood have very big Andy Dwyer and April. I was about to say April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. April Ludgate from Parks and Recreation vibes. So I was very about this incorrect quote being applied to these two. Schmunter art, you are fantastic. Thank you for that. Next up, we got to represent some other. I mean, as much as I have a doubt in my mind against this individual, got to give it up for her badassery, which is Burgundy Red. And this artwork perfectly encapsulates Burgundy, as well as this individual by Snappy Bits, which I'm going to put up there. I'm going to also put up this artwork.
Oh my
purr.
goodness. I think
Did
I've
you just say
definitely seen this
purr?
one by Snappy Bits before, and it is
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's hilarious. I mean, I get it. Burgundy Red supremacy.
He has no right looking that good, but
yeah. No, the comments are Skittle Cat says, "I like women." Ashley,
relatable content.
Warner Dude next time says she's hot. And then also we've got Designer Sanders over here, Zoe, who created a full outfit look based off of Burgundy, which I think Zoe is a
Lovely.
designer. The moderator just said Bree saying purr made my week. I love that. Yasha White Tiger says, did someone say perfect? Very well, very good. Zoe, dude, if you ever do go through and make this a look, I will retweet the heck out of that. It would be a great look for anybody to take on.
I'll buy it. Like,
Ooh. Do we have any? I know. Do we have any Burgundy Red cosplay coming down the pike? That'd be amazing. Oh gosh. This one I think was made very recently. Made almost like I think maybe today. Lily Sand 08. Let me tell you, Lily Sand 08 is a machine. They pump out beautiful works of art. And this one I loved because it was another example of Roman and Youngblood sporting their weapons in action. And I love the details of the croissants in the air, along with the gold coins that are being thrown around, like from Tenpenny Samuel. This is such a fun just encapsulation of these two characters. Plus, I want to see them look that badass pretty soon as they fight. Right now, I don't think that they're there yet, but hopefully, very soon, Roman will be able to wield the sword like that. So far, he's pretty much been just using a net and losing the sword. So hopefully, pretty soon, we'll see.
This is so dynamic. I love the way that this is drawn. Like you've done a beautiful job with the posing and like the angle.
Lily,
sorry, I'm just like
no, please. I love hearing this from another artist's angle, because all I comment is just like, I like the colors and I like the croissants and I like that they're poses. So like hearing this from an artist's perspective, that appreciation has got to be really cool.
It's all good.
Janice Bowe says, I am mostly gay, but I would let Burgundy run me over. And I think that makes sense. Which, by the way, I think we saved those croissants. Burgundy gave Roman and Youngblood croissants. We haven't eaten them yet. So I'm wondering what we're going to do with that. But yeah, Lily Sand, check out Lily Sand 08 on Instagram. They continuously make beautiful pieces of art, and it's always so super stylized. They made one, I think, based around Virgil the other day. It was beautiful. And then we have this one, which I think is a play off of the opener, the opener with that you guys made, the animated intro, where Roman is very, very hesitant about stabbing this monster. Who knows where that monster is going to pop up? I have no idea, but as I know from all animated openers, those monsters come in somewhere. Owl House. So I'm very curious about this, but I do always love. Anna is scribbling, which I just realized that's how you pronounce it. I've been saying Anais, but it's Anna is scribbling. Now I see it. They always make beautiful art, always, 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 and this is no exception. I truly love how they characterize Roman here. Who knows? Who knows if it is a play off of the intro? I don't know, because he's holding the sword up.
The
almost
lighting
like,
as well.
Yeah.
The highlights. They're very nice. I love the expression too, and that's like the style that they have going here. It's awesome.
I love your guys' reactions to these. Then we have we do have to give a little bit of praise over to our DMs that moderate the game every day. There has been beautiful art made on them, including this one by Morpher Snivy, who made a beautiful piece of art dedicated to both Lyra and AJ, reading from the book with his celestial earrings.
That's so cute.
I know.
That is so cute.
Both of them look.
Oh my gosh.
Both of them look like somebody was like, AJ, Lyra, look over here. And they're both like, what? And then they quickly took a picture.
Oh my gosh, they were so sparkly eyed. Oh,
Yeah.
I love the star texture.
Yeah, Skittlecat says the
goodness.
DM art is so pretty. I agree. Electropop. Yeah, Electropop. We have fellow Owl House fans in here. Yeah, no, these
I love
two.
the way they did Lyra's like ears here with the little bend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just something about that is so like nice to look at.
I love the
He's like,
people.
"Oh."
There's people in the captions or in the streams that recognize these artists on Instagram. So it's really cute because they're just like, I know this artist. That's cool. Yeah, more for Snivy. Very cool. I love how everybody's recognizing it. Moving on to another one, another piece of Lyra love. Created by Autumn Rain, who Autumn has made, I hope they don't mind me referring to them as Autumn for short, has made beautiful pieces that they always share on Instagram and Twitter. And this one I think is like one of my favorites because it almost looks like an ornament. It looks like it's been created like through it like as an ornament, but it was like on transparent paper, I think. But yeah, which is perfect for Lyra.
Oh, it's like glass art.
They made, if you notice with the glitter, they made the sound waves. Do you see that they kind of like recreated the sound waves with the glitter?
Yes.
Freaking love that.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. That's so smart.
Isn't that amazing?
So cool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was wondering, I was going to ask them on Twitter, like, have you shown like a light through it just to see what that looks like with the glow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's so cool.
I don't know if you know this, Brei, but we've also had cosplay created around Lyra.
No!
Yes. So this one by the town Sappho, who I think I saw yesterday on Twitter, created their own little Lyra look, which I think is perfect.
Oh.
I want to see. Oh my god, cute! Cute!
I love
my
it.
God.
I love it. So we've now officially got Lyra cosplay, and it's as simple as that. I love it. I think that's a perfect look for Lyra.
You've done it. You've made me cry. That's so cute.
And then, of course, gotta give it up for some classic, you know, our non-binary king. We've got Fast Timmy. People have made some beautiful art over Fast Timmy. Gosh, it's hard selecting pieces when there's so many stacked on top of them.
Oh, look at him.
But yeah, classic. He's got. I love that everybody just knew how to give him the attitude that he so rightfully deserves. So the first one is obviously by Stormcloud Sanders that you can see right there. And then Lemoon Draws over on Instagram made these two, and I really love.
So sassy looking.
They're so sassy. You got it. Fast Timmy is nothing but sass. Absolutely nothing but the sass. And then we're moving on to this. Oh, I had to get some cosplay in here. So we had some brilliant cosplay. I focused on just. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing this, but Just Tacky, who makes. I mean, this was just out of the box amazing. I love that they focused on cosplaying the face, and then they drew on the costume, and then had a hat to match for Fast Timmy. If you go on their Instagram, boy, they have some amazing cosplay dedicated to the Sandersides. They are amazing. This is it feels so good. I have not gotten to do a fan art Friday in a hot second, so this feels so good to loud people's art for a hot second. So this is great.
Bro, the ears. We need help with that. We need help with the ears.
Oh yeah, with the freaking getting the ears on. Yeah, with Terrence.
This is brilliant. The way it's blended.
Yeah, we need to get cosplayers help with elf ears. I do love that somebody just asked. Where was it? I thought somebody. Oh yeah, Dragon Paint said, "Does Fast Timmy remind anyone else of Joan?" Which I think that's interesting. I kind of see that. A lot of love to Fast Timmy in the chat. I think that's great. And then we have I love this art here by by Peapots, which is a freaking fantastic name. Peapots underscore
delightful.
said basically depicted Fast Timmy upon realizing. Basically, Fast Timmy is out for revenge. Fast Timmy's about to get some revenge on Henderson for not only just like what they did to Henderson, but also realizing that frickin' their candy was, they took Henderson's candy without.
That's adorable.
Yeah, Fast Timmy is not going to stand for this.
Yeah.
I also like this chaotic like artwork depicting Fast Timmy, which meepdraws.things_. I butchered that. meepdraws._things. Creates amazing artwork, both in regards to Sanders sides and in Roleslaying, and this was an installment in that, which I thought was a hilarious moment from episode 3. I don't know what the fallout of Roman lying about killing Henderson was, because we kind of jumped to Roman just wanting to, spark up a deal with Fast Timmy, but I don't know. I do love this moment of chaos that happened in that episode, and I'm glad that Meep Draws did something to just kind of capture that chaos.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I love just how like snarky Fast Timmy looks here.
Yeah, he was about to take revenge one way or the other. And then we have the full gang here, which I do love. This one was by Snack the Tweeter, and this one has Mel up in the ceiling, because of course she is. She's obviously up to some more chaos, but I do enjoy this one by Snack the Tweeter. A lot of love to the orphans. Dude, I am very interested to see where these three are going to go. What is going to happen with them. But I do, going back to your point, Brei, in regards to the dynamic between the very, very hardcore Timmy, who's like, I'm not going to take anything from anyone. He's going to full on defend Henderson completely. I feel like Henderson is completely like, just like, he needs to be defended. And then because of that, Henderson is going to be loyal to Timmy to a fault. I can't figure out Mel yet. I don't know where Mel factors. I feel like Mel is an island unto herself. But I do feel like she will contribute her skills upon necessity, which I think that's such a fun dynamic of a group.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good question from Shadow. Can you guys confirm or deny that we will be getting a they/them character pretty soon?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I happen to know that one, so I was going to just confirm that now.
I'll say that we're going to be meeting a lot more characters, and that means a lot more diversity of characters.
Oh,
and so, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
It's a great big world out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and get these kind of like organized here, because actually we can cover both of these. We've got these next ones in, because oh my gosh, I gotta say, I love me some Youngblood fan art. I love Youngblood fan art. It is so good. People do such cool stuff with that character. So the one on the left is by...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the one on the left is by Inkheart Reads on Twitter. And then the one on the right over here is by XSAYA Knox 1. So XSaya Knox 1 over on Twitter. And their handle is up there at the corner. But yeah, these are so pretty. Obviously, Youngblood's a badass. Got a really cool weapon. Looks like on the left, Youngblood has stolen Roman's sword. and then the one on the right looks like a more romanticized version of Roman meeting Youngblood in the woods, where it was far less romantic in the actual story and far more hostile.
These two are very much the duality of what a single character can be, but the glitter is always present.
It is, all in one moment. The defining of a character can happen in one "who the fuck are you" moment. And
What
then
better
we,
introduction is there, really?
yeah, absolutely. We've got this amazing piece of art from an iconic moment from episode 2, which just defined Youngblood's attitude towards children, continued hostility towards children, human vibing.
Every single one of these that's been like a scene redraw has captured like the energy so perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah, the freaking Youngblood. Cursing him out. This one is by Human Vibing, just so you all know, Human Vibing from Twitter. I'm gonna double check, see if this one also makes sense to. Oh yeah, this one is. We can also showcase right now at the same time. This one is by Bluesy.21 on Instagram. Another amazing piece of Youngblood art. I kind of tried to categorize them all together, so we got them all together. But I love this person's shading, the glow effect, the action stance of Youngblood here. Frickin'
Oh yeah.
obsessed with that character.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is the one I was
So much motion in it.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna, while that's up there, I'm gonna also go ahead and display this other one. This is the one I was telling you guys about earlier today that we just happened to see, and me and Terrence freaked out when we saw it. This is a portraiture that this person did of Youngblood, seemingly talking to Roman, reacting to the fact that Roman doesn't know what singing is, and it's just gorgeous. Terrence lost it.
Oh, I think I saw that one earlier as well. That's
Whoa.
I don't even have words. It's so pretty.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's so freaking good. And in connection with that one, and that was also by SV Max Art on Twitter. They go by Sam on Twitter, and they're very cool. Also very cool is this individual who I'm going to put up right now, going by Ian on Twitter. You most likely, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I've retweeted Ian a time or two, because Ian just creates some bangers. It's just so pretty. And this one I felt like that Ian did. Their name is Not Exact Lab on
Whoa.
Twitter, but I definitely feel that they integrated a lot of Terrence into their portraiture here, which was so cool. It's a lot like just in terms of like more intense. Like you could just feel like Youngblood's carrying something with him, which I think is so cool. Ashley, warn a dude next time. I know you're friends with Ian. And yeah, they deserve the ups. And then going back once more to the dynamic of Roman and Youngblood, I have to shed some love to Stars Are Kind from Twitter, Elsa. They create beautiful pieces of art on Instagram and Twitter. And they did this one a bit ago depicting the conversation that Youngblood had with Roman, where Youngblood was like, "Do you remember he's feeling like somebody was looking at you?" And like Roman's just like, "I just thought it was you." Roman is just constantly and unknowingly frustrating and infuriating to everybody.
Oh my gosh.
And I will
love Elsa Style.
Elsa Styles,
So good.
freaking amazing. I'm gonna return very quickly.
The faces.
Oh, the faces are amazing. I love this little comic here. Once again, just one last little shed of light on Ian, Not Exact Lab, because they created a little 2-panel that I genuinely loved because of the chibi style that they generated with Aunt Patty, Roman, and Youngblood in this moment where Roman was very happy.
Oh, that's adorable.
Roman was very happy that they didn't kill the monster, and Aunt Patty gained their admiration, and Youngblood was like, well, whatever.
I love like
cute.
Youngblood's little face. Look at him.
So funny.
Gets me so excited. This gets me so excited.
We're gonna have to
Future stuff.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to really. Oh, Brei, I think I know what you're referring to. Yeah, there's
So many things.
so many things that people could make 2-panel comics over the next course of episodes. Yeah, this story is wild. Skittlecat. Ugh, the lighting, it's so good. I want to eat it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Somebody pointed out. Petty Mob says her eyebrows are shaped like hearts.
Yes.
That's freaking adorable. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
Okay, and then we've got this moment here, which I talked about, I referenced earlier. This is a piece of art somebody made based around an actual Twitter conversation me and Terrence had.
Oh.
Where Terrence sent me a tweet that said, tested positive for having a fat ass. And then...
Bearing in mind we can't see the art yet because we're on a lag.
I know. And then I replied, both of us, and then Terrence said, period, LMAO.
I can hear it.
And then I put it on my Instagram story, and I was like, imagine Youngblood saying, Youngblood and Roman having this conversation, and then fandom CJY, who makes amazing art as well, amazing art, completely recreated it as if Youngblood and Roman were having this conversation, and retweeted it from a Remus, which was not the actual Twitter channel that we retweeted it from. But I love that they made that.
I just assumed that was.
Nope. That was also.
I assumed that was in the original tweet.
Nope, that was also their recreation. All of this is their recreation. They recreated
amazing.
the icon. Yeah, I love this. So
Can I just say, I want to hold on to this moment, this little quote. I want to hold on to it and use it later.
Oh, please, please. Yes. Canonically, Roman and Youngblood have fat ass. Yes.
Not yet. Yeah. Oh my god.
Wait, we've seen Alex's artwork. Okay, we've seen where the thick thighs are. Somebody's already commented that he's cheeked up. So now we're leaning into it. Okay.
Integral plot point.
There was a time when I didn't know that was apparently an integral part of or a recognizable part of my art style, but you don't believe how frequently this character's cheeked up. I'm like, oops.
Dude, you do good with the thighs. You do very good. I feel very seen with the thighs, so thank you so much with your artwork, Alex.
I'm glad.
What?
That's all I could hope for.
Oh my goodness.
And we're gonna I forgot about this one. We're gonna go to some funny ones. This one, this is by Queen Glimmer, and they definitely drew over scene art from Disney, but I still love it. It's near and dear to my heart. When I saw it on Twitter, I lost it, and you'll see it in just a second, you guys. I'll put that up there.
Why is that so them?
Of course it's them. I freaking love it.
Just them in the warehouse full of traps.
Yeah.
I freaking love it. It's the best. And in addition to that, I'm gonna move that over. We have we have just some basic. Let's see here. What do we have here? Oh yes, we have. This is just very, very casual. It's like a very friendly depiction of Roman and Youngblood. They're just best buds, dudes hanging out.
I can't see it.
I know. I'm biding time until Brei and Alex can see it.
Wait.
They're just casually just chilling, you know?
Two bros chilling in the woods, no feet apart because they're not gay.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I saw that. Doodles Paula's, by the way, amazing stuff. They're doing a series right now on their Instagram where they are doing full fusions with the sides. Either their own sides or the sides from Sanders' sides. So check out that series if you want to see their interpretations and creations. But yeah, they also created a little ship art, and I was like, that's really cute. Very cute.
I feel like I could hear in your voice, now kiss. Oh no.
These two. And then we have some just beautiful artwork of Roman over here. I'm gonna like try and like switch through some of these real quickly. Oops, nope, not that quickly. That one right there. Move this one over here.
My little face is sore from smiling so much.
I know. No, seriously, mine too. The one on the left over here is by Stationary Snail. That is the Roman depiction that they have here. Gorgeous. And then the one you guys are about to see is by Speedy Cake Ace. Another awesome action stance for Youngblood. I can't. Oh gosh, his.
That's cool.
His actions.
Oh. Yes.
That's so funny. Danilo just says Roman is about to cut himself on the sword because he's like feeling up the blade.
He's like, I've never had a real sword before.
Phoenix M says, two best friends in a room, they may kiss. Who knows? A commented, historians said they were friends. That's hilarious. And then, oh my gosh, here we go with some other cosplay that I gotta give praise to because it took me by surprise in the best possible way. We've got an amazing bit of Henderson cosplay that you just can't ignore. Is pretty spot on and pretty perfect, complete with the little bandana.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, right? Isn't that so sweet?
Oh,
wow.
That is by Jade RJ1209 on Twitter. But I know that she also has an Instagram, and she is done. I mean, you guys have probably seen me retweet her, but she nails every look I've ever attempted, and potentially even does them better. Including, she just did the Janice Glam look, recreated that somehow. I don't even know, but she took on
the range.
The range, honey. The range. Oh. And then on the right, we have a piece of art by ToadB_ over on Twitter.
So
made
cute.
A beautiful Henderson in repose, who just deserves all the love in the world. Really, honestly, you all really making me regret cursing out Henderson. I guess he didn't deserve it.
You feel bad about swearing at the child now.
Yeah, and this is about to make me feel even worse. We've got this piece of art that absolutely killed me. It is of Youngblood doing the deed, yelling, recreating the meme of that we all know and love. And this one is by it looks like Blue Bean, but it's B1 instead of the L. It's a 1. Yeah, right.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh, Roberto, look at it. It's so sad.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Looking at it because it's so well drawn and beautiful.
It's so well done, right? And that's Blue Bean. The L is a 1. Blue Bean is so good at their art. All their shading is like that. What you see there. I love that recreation.
It's so warm to look at. It's beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Very good.
Just cartoony, but also full and lush. And then also we have one here by Elliot Is, who created a full-on poster. Full-on poster.
He created the poster that Aaron Kelly did for us. Yes.
Aaron, yes, full recreation. Absolutely love it. Bringing it to the front here, so everybody can see the details. But yeah, love that piece of art. Love Fast Timmy.
I love they've got the the DM smoke all across it as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Agents in the Middle. We got Lyra. And Fast Timmy's up by Youngblood and Roman. That's very fun.
Yeah. Right. So there's a little changing around.
Yeah, it's
we have
cute.
this little one by TJ Time 69 on Twitter. Nice. Nice. And then we have another like full kind of poster style piece of art from by_Mandy on Twitter, which you guys will see in a hot second. You'll see the Henderson art. Henderson once again by TJ Time 69. again, looking quite sad. I don't like being made to feel this guilty, guys. Okay? I don't like it.
There are
Very, I know. I guess so. Cake the cat.
When will it learn?
Oh,
Good
that's
night, Cake the
lovely.
cat. Right, yeah. And by _Mandy made this beautiful art with the DMs, Youngblood and Roman, all there, the ones that we get to see playing the game, and rolling the dice. By the way, super fun rolling those dice.
Yeah.
I didn't know how fun rolling some dice could be, but I really want to know when I get to roll all of them at the same time. What's the master roll there? Okay.
I don't know.
That's like the
I'll have to
Konami
look
codes.
that up. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, huge bit back. We're doing a huge jump back. Ghost Boy TV made a correction to me. They said this isn't relevant anymore, but the pig from Gravity Falls is named Waddles, not Wiggles.
Oh.
That's true. I thought something felt wrong about that,
How
but
did I not?
Waddles. If anybody hasn't seen Gravity Falls yet, do yourself a favor. Watch that freaking amazing pearl of a show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, also we've got Lemon Boy, which I believe is from a song, right? Lemon Boy? People in the chat are gonna literally,
so.
they're definitely gonna name the band that Lemon Boy.
Yeah,
played. It was on a playlist of mine. Lemon Boy,
Yeah.
Lemon Boy 26. That Lemon _boy BOI 26 on Twitter created this piece, and they depicted it. They said it's of Youngblood running away from the Bard College.
Floating castle in the sky.
From the floating castle in the sky.
With paint as well.
It's paint, yeah, and there's pained expression. Yeah, Cave Town. Thank you, Blue Bean. I knew people were gonna say, yeah, Cave Town. There we go. That's who made Lemon Boy. And then let's see, we're rounding the bend here. We've got another piece of lovely Youngblood art over here by Paige, PAIGE XX Chad over on Twitter. They made this cool piece of Youngblood art. And then over here, we've got a family portrait by Janus Society, which I love.
Oh, that's a great name.
Yep, I'm just populating the screen so you guys can kind of see all of these. I know, Janus Society.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Keep holding.
Well, I like the shorts. That's very groovy.
Oh, I know.
That's cute.
Youngblood with shorts. That's him. That's him
yeah.
in a little casual wear. Well, I guess what would be more casual, because he usually wears the skirt around the tights. So, what's more casual? Skirt with tights or shorts with tights?
Is it Alex? It's not a skirt, right? It's like a little
It's
shawl.
like a sash.
Yeah, it's a sash.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I suppose the skirt with tights question is as yet unanswered.
I guess yeah. No, I guess so. Wait, something just. What's happening? Don't pop up.
Oh.
Sorry, I had a pop up on my computer. All right.
Oh.
Let me bring a couple of these out here.
Oh, that
Just to
family portrait is
repopulate.
lovely, though. Look at them.
I
Yeah.
know. I love it because it feels like young Roman was like forced to take the portrait, and they were like, "Be very, very serious, guys."
Come on now, everyone. This is for the Christmas card.
And I think these are the
I
last
love-
ones. These are the last ones that I'm popping up. Very classic
Oh my goodness.
Roman drawings
Ooh.
Yeah.
that I just wanted to touch on since we had the time. So I wanted to round them out. Earth.2.anyone is over there on the far left. Roman over there looking like a gingerbread man. Then we've got in the middle, we've got Ace Demon, but the E's in Ace Demon are 3s, and the O in Ace Demon is a 0. And that's over on Twitter. Roman showing gay pride, which is, yeah, that's exciting. And then
Oh, yeah.
the last one, Happy Pappy Hands. Another nice little Roman representation on the right. So yeah, got through all of the art. Sorry, I stacked it. I stacked all of the art, you guys. I
No,
apologize.
this was wonderful.
But everybody was submitting all of this
Yeah.
awesome art. And yeah, so I was very excited to share it because I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this art.
Yeah, it's so awesome to see like people being inspired to create based off
Yeah.
of like the fun game that we're playing. You know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
very cool.
Dude, oh gosh. And again, cannot wait. First of all, to see my frickin' answers. Maybe be or my theories be vindicated, or just questions be answered. I think I have one more follow-up theory that has to do with the blue ribbons. Aaron over on Twitter, Earl Grey, my love, theorized. They asked if we could talk about the theory of how Aunt Patty is actually Reston's secret crime boss, recruiting the artful young people into her thieves guild, and how her gang all wears the blue ribbons. So, switching it on its head, she thinks the blue ribbons indicate deception and undermining of authority. Maybe my mishearing of Aunt Patty in episode 1 of looking into some thefts for her was a subtle nod to her actually being the one behind the thefts. Thought.
I see.
Thought.
That is very intriguing.
That's very intriguing.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I'm just, it's just a thought.
Oh, yeah.
I
Want
love
to think about
people being on their toes and really like reading into everything, because we do put a lot of thought into like everything that you see and everything that you hear. So
it's very fun when like seeing if people like hone in on like not the right, because you can hone in on anything, but like hone in on something and be like real close or be like really far flung, but the really far flung stuff is really interesting, and it's like
and I will say some of the theories today, there are bits and pieces of them that certainly are onto something.
I definitely don't, because we're already half an hour past. And by the way, thank you for everybody's patience and support of all of the art as we went through that. That was awesome. But I do want to see if there is any last bits of theories or questions that you guys ran into submitted either on Twitter or Patreon. That are like by the way, our Patreon, patreon.com/thomassanders. If you want to check it out, get some behind the scenes stuff. We've just posted a lot of behind the scenes in regards to some of our glam and skirt looks that we've got. I think the Janice glam look is on its way. And of course, we've got more Gavin Sides bloopers over there. And if any of you are supporting us over on Patreon, you're awesome. But even if you can't support us, or not at this time, you're still awesome. Thank you for being here and supporting us this way. This is very cool. That was a long, drawn-out thing to ask if there was anything else that you wanted to follow up with, art-wise or theories-wise.
Yeah, well, big theory. There's quite a few questions here from people on Twitter, and I know it's one of your big questions, Thomas. You brought it up a lot while we were playing. It's just What? Do you know?
Well, the thing I did not ask yet. I don't know if this is what they've been asking, but why is Roman allowed to? Why is he being sent on this adventure now? That was not the question that you thought I was going to ask.
No, it certainly is one of the questions. It's also your other question has been a lot. Is it just you and your dad?
What? Wait, huh?
You asked a lot, like, do I have another parent or anything like that?
Yeah. No, so other people are asking that. Because I definitely have
tons of people are asking.
Yeah. I mean, that is a big question mark in my head. Because there could be seriously like, is she dead? Is she still alive? Is she just missing? Is it a dad? I don't know. We've been talking about does he have two dads? Is it a Bo from She-Ra situation? And what does that entail? Yeah, that is a huge question. It literally, I feel like that is a big question for Roman.
Oh man! But then I also liked your other one about.
Yeah.
Why now?
Why now? After all of this time of being potentially, he's been sheltered from even knowing what music is. Now he's being sent out on an adventure with a bard. That's more than a coincidence to me. There's something there that wasn't there before, Beauty and the Beast. That is what I'd like to find out. I'd like to find that out. there's so many questions. By the way, I've not shown a lot of people shed a lot of light on this. People on the chat have found a ship name for Roman and Youngblood. Now, here's the thing. I thought people had settled on Royo. That was what I thought. But a lot of people in the chat are talking about Young Man. Like, freaking...
I love that
Oh, like
one.
there's no need to feel down?
Like, they literally said it's like freaking... what's that group? What's the...
The old YMCA.
YMCA. Well, no, that's not the group's name.
Oh, boy.
Village People.
Village People, thank you. I'm such a bad gay. Such a
I
bad
was
gay
just
for
about
not
to say you have to turn
remembering.
in your rainbow
I
card.
do have to turn in my rainbow card because I couldn't remember the name of Village People. But so a lot of people have just gotten on board the Young Man vibe, Young Man train.
Young Man.
There's no need to feel down. I say Young Man. So yeah. But yeah, I definitely think that we've asked a lot of those questions. Anything else? Anything else that you saw question-wise or theory-wise that you think we should address before we... Because we've already gone 40 minutes over our 2-hour limit.
Well, let's see. There's some more like writing-centric questions. Like Gabriella P says, when did the main idea of role-slaying with Roman first come to mind?
Oh, yeah.
And they can't wait for chapter 2.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I definitely saw... They might have given up. They were definitely spamming the chat over here because people were like, why Roman? Why does Roman get the spin-off series?
Oh.
My answer to that question, I don't know if it's your answer to this question, but it would be just that I think the idea to do a D&D series came first. That was the... That was... If we're talking about what came first, the chicken or the egg, I think the D&D series came first, and then they were like, who would be best to star in a D&D series? Roman. That was the connection. I think that's what happened, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's always wanted his own adventure. So, yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like it made the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the writing style, how did role-slaying with Roman come about? Do you have an answer to that?
Well, I certainly wasn't the first writer on the show, so it went through a couple iterations until we like really found a fit.
Yeah.
But then once that happened, I remember meeting with you and really gauging your feelings about like how far can we go, like what can we do, what are you willing to like play as a game, and you were kind of like, I just want to go on a big adventure, you know, like it kind of was the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
So we really, you know, tried to incorporate like that into like how we wrote it, and there's
Boy,
like a
did
follow-up.
you.
Yeah, there's like a follow-up question that kind of goes into that from Jada Claire. How hard was world building? Yes, my little brother loves Aunt Patty, and honestly, I do too.
Oh! That's
But
great.
world building, yeah, like when writing the story that you said you kind of wanted the vibes that you like mystery, you like adventure, you love that Kingdom Hearts, like a bit of like angst and tragedy in there. When I was writing it, I made sure to write, like, you know this, a whole skeleton for the entire story. So we have the ending. We know how this is going to go, chapter by chapter.
Guys, Brei has literally has mapped out the story from beginning to end. Obviously not, Brei, correct me if I'm wrong, like obviously things can shift and change, but you know where this is headed. You know what the end of this is, which is so unique. And that's through a series of chapters. Like a series of chapters. So that's why I think you feel so comfortable hearing theories, because you're like, it's not going to change what actually happens. You're not changing anything.
Because otherwise the little teases, the little hints that I'm sprinkling in and telling you, like, they wouldn't make sense in the end. So everything has to kind of tie together and make sense. There are no coincidences.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, we're getting some really cool questions in regards to the series right now. By the way, I've seen people, because a lot of people compare Youngblood and Roman to Roman and Virgil. And I gotta say, guys, that was a complete coincidence. Because, like we've said, Terrence had the complete control over what Youngblood was going to look like. So it
Yeah.
just so happened that Terrence designed Youngblood, and I'm like, and I had the same thought. I was like, oh, he's giving me Virgil vibes. And people are going to make this connection.
When you're angsty and you're purple, it's hard to not be Virgil. But Terrence,
That almost rhymed,
Youngblood.
Bree. That almost rhymed. When you're
Yeah.
angsty and you're purple, it's hard not to be a Virgil.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Easy to remember. That is the rule of thumb.
Yes, however, Youngblood is very much his own character. He is very much
Yeah.
his own person.
It probably would be pertinent to say, like, going forward, the same goes for any other characters who we might meet along the way who perhaps have similar color schemes to characters from other universes, just in any capacity.
Yeah.
And this is including characters who we haven't even drawn yet, just blanket going forward.
That's
Yes.
very interesting.
Color palettes
St-
are there to be shared.
Stella Moonblade commented, Terrence, Princeity shipper confirmed? Like Terrence has been a secret Princeity shipper. That's
gosh.
amazing.
This is his moment to just be like, yeah.
I don't know. That would have to come from Terrence.
Yeah. That would have to come from Terrence. There was a question that asked, like, was there any inspiration behind the village of Reston? Did you use any inspiration to create it? That was by streamer KC, K.C.
Well, darn. I think that's perhaps more of an AJ question. However, when I was making the map for Reston, I'm from a little town in Kansas, wheat fields and rolling hills. So it was very much something I immediately bonded with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that Lil Shadow commented, would Betty the Beetle from my Vine, one of the earliest Vines I ever friggin' made. They said, would they make an appearance in this series? Which I kind of love, because I love that we did stipulate, we were like, hey, a lot of my other series are you called them very inspiring. You won't tell me if they make any appearance in the series. But I do love, because then other people commented afterwards about Betty the Beetle, I do love the idea that you could take inspiration from freaking anything that was ever made and utilize it, because this is a complete, just alternate universe. That's just fascinating to me. Sorry, you don't have to comment on that, but that was just a thought that I had.
Oh.
That was not the reaction that I thought you were gonna say.
Wait. What? Can you read that again?
Well, they were just asking if Betty the Beetle, which is like a beetle from a Vine that I made in 2013, so nigh on 10 years ago almost, would they make an appearance? And I don't know if it was prompted by anything, but it does harken back to earlier when we were talking about, I raised the question of, like, will we see any Sandersides inspired characters like Roman was inspired by Sandersides in the universe? And you said, well, you do make inspiring things, and that's all you left it at. So I'm filling in the blanks. It does make me wonder. It's like, oh, could you take anything from any of the series or any of the videos or any of the short videos that I've made, and they're inspiring? I have no idea, and I'm not insinuating that they are, and you've already written the stuff, so you can't really tell me. But I do find that interesting, that it widens the spectrum for me to theorize, ooh, would there be a possibility of that? That's interesting. Anywho's. Oh, yeah, look, okay, see, people are bringing in the Dragon Witch now. I think that's so funny. Queen Glimmer, actually, this is neither here nor there, but they did speculate on a Roman of Reston skirt photo shoot. That's a separate thing for everybody's skirt photo shoot. There's skirt photo shoots I could try around, Roman of Reston or Pakani or Sleep, like the characters elsewhere. There could be, it could happen in different facets, but Also, I did see somebody who was talking about, I can't wait for Terrence to sing and make me cry. That was a comment there. That brings me to the thought that I really do want to eventually try to make a music video with at least Terrence singing as Youngblood. Like, I will tell you guys right now, I've thought of so many songs I could easily see Roman and Youngblood singing. That could already take place in this, well, maybe not in this particular moment. I don't know. It would definitely, you'd have to suspend your disbelief and just pretend Roman is singing in his head, like singing in theory, singing. He's not really singing because he doesn't even know what it is. But I do feel like, you know, that would be so fun to play around with music videos and like telling stories that way, taking these characters and telling stories that way. I have talked so much and expounded upon so many different things based off of people's chats. I was just speculating on what I think would be fun in the future to do, play around with. I love the skirt idea look. Definitely going to play around with music. Anything I can do to get Terrence to sing. He'll blow people's frickin' socks off. Anything else from you guys as we wrap up this live stream that you guys would like to just like talk about in regards to the series, what you're looking forward to, what you enjoy?
Oh man, I mean, we're looking forward and what we enjoy, just all of it.
Yeah.
Like, and not to get like sappy on a Saturday afternoon, but like it's genuinely just such a joy to be able to like work on this project, like in any capacity, let alone like being on like Brei's side of the table and getting to like help shape things.
Dude, I can't tell you, just to have both of you is such an honor because you guys are so freaking talented artists and storytellers that I'm honored. I get to be part of like an adventure that's created by you guys. Seriously.
It's so much fun. It's the greatest joy getting to see your friends like laugh and cry and scream and like shout and cheer and like and see them like grow through their characters and get to see like these characters go through an entire journey and like friendship and bond, and getting to witness that is just like it's beautiful. And so I'm very happy to be here. I'm so excited to write the next couple of chapters, the next season. And I'm so excited to film it, and excited to see what kind of characters come from it.
Dude, I have been literally nonstop. Like I've played through chapters 2 and 3, and it's gotten me to the place where I am just visualizing music videos in my head and theorizing stuff and sending thoughts to Terrence, and you've heard a good portion of those thoughts now. Jade, we've filmed 3 chapters, so that's going to be another 5 to 6 episodes, and then prior to those being done, we're going to bulk shoot again a couple more chapters. Somebody also asked, are we going to have guests on our channel on this series? Can we answer that question?
Yeah.
Yes. We were working on guests. So we've already developed some characters for these guests, and I'm very excited about that. Trying to think of any other things. Any other questions here? Because it's getting very late for a lot of people, so thank you all so much for joining me.
Maybe just like we're hoping to develop like some sort of hashtag or something to see more of your guys' art, and also like maybe even one for theories, just to hear more of your thoughts. Or of course, hashtag Roleslaying with Roman works as well.
Hashtag Roleslaying with Roman. That's a good one to fall back on. I thought maybe creating a collective hashtag that people know to go on for anybody that's interested in following up and like watching or just like hearing people's thoughts or seeing people's cosplay or seeing people's art. I want to get all of you onto like a specific hashtag that you all can be supported. And may
I suggest the Roleslaying corkboard for the theories?
The Roleslaying corkboard.
Oh gosh, Roleslaying corkboard. That's so funny.
Get the red string.
Oh my goodness.
I do love that.
Oh my goodness, get the red string.
Get the red string. Oh, for the hashtag?
Oh, yeah, but I think Roleslaying should be in it.
Yeah.
RWR red string.
RWR red string. I don't mind that one. That's pretty fun. I like that.
Art slang. Art slang is such a good one for the art hashtag. Thank you,
Ooh.
Alana.
Art slang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fun. Froyo.
And then there's Relly Dash in the chat as well saying RWR fart.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Hashtag RWR fart.
Brilliant.
Then we've got hashtag young man. Oh, that'll be.
Yeah.
I want everything good to happen to Roman and Youngblood. I'm telling you, I love Youngblood as a character. I think it's so cool and such a freaking like. I know he's got a little caramel center to him. Just like very soft inside. I know it, and that is what makes me very. Maybe it's just the Hufflepuff in me. I feel like I'm just like, oh, you got a little soft side to you. I know it, and I very much enjoy that. Art slang, I really love.
Potato.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh.
But we'll like tweet this out perhaps, and then like you guys will know the official one.
Yeah, I like art slang. RWR corkboard. That's pretty fun. And yeah, we're still and then Yasha White Tiger. I know you're asking about one or more Sander sides coming. I'm working on it. Actually, it's not Sander sides. It's not specifically strictly Sander sides, but the music video that I'm working on right now is largely inspired. You're gonna see it's largely inspired by Sander sides, so people will draw that connection, even though I'm basically using it as an inspiration to tell a very self-biographical story for the music video, which kind of works out because the sides are me as well. But yeah, got a Virgil-centric story coming up along with the finale. Oh gosh, and a development for the finale that I don't know if Alex has seen yet, because Alex has helped a little bit with the finale. Season finale, I always have to stipulate that just so that anybody who's watching will be aware. It's not a series finale, but a season finale. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Alex, but if you haven't,
maybe
you need to see it because you will flip.
Wait,
yes.
I think Brei might have shown me, and I did.
Yeah.
Ooh, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, but we'll leave it at that. It's very busy over here, very busy over there with these two, Brei and Alex. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but yeah, I hope that this live stream at the very least shows what you like. If you got theories, if you got art or speculation or questions about this series, know that this is on the table, because I'm over here completely banging my head against the wall too on where these characters are going to go. And I'm just as curious about what you guys have to say, because even just in this live stream, you guys have inspired me to a number of thoughts. Oh, and yeah, I'm not going to say no. If you guys have suggestions on guests to bring onto our show, tweet us. Let us know. Because I will absolutely, anybody that has any recommendations or any connections, I will reach out. I would absolutely not say no to that. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. I've answered a lot of questions. It is it's a whole hour past when I said we were going to be done. Alex has to go to bed. Brei has to go to sleep. You all have to go to bed because I know it's late for a lot of you. I love you so freaking much. Thank you so much for joining all of us here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex and Brei, for talking through all of this and hearing my rants and looking at all these beautiful pieces of art with me. I love this series. Hey, and if anybody is on Patreon, know that tomorrow we have a Patreon monthly live stream, and I will be joined by Joan. Joan is going to be there with me, and I've concocted a lovely little quiz just for them that you all on Twitter helped me with. So be there. It's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully you can join me. And yes, I really appreciate all of you guys so freaking much. You all are the freaking best. Thank you, thank
Love
you.
you.
Love you, love you, love you. Love you guys over there on the chat. And oh my gosh, you guys are the best. By Raiden, by Star Potion, by G Spotlight, by Marie. I can't do this the same way I do on Patreon. By Levens, by Annabelle, by Ben's Beans, by Jade, by Jessica, by Bad Girl, by Liv, by Casey, by Ponylicious, or Ponylicus, Bill Cipher, by Just a Pintrovert, by Mitch, by Hey It's Jack, by all of you guys. You all are amazing. What a stream. Thank you all so much. I love this series so much. Thank you all for giving me this adventure to go on.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Take care, you all. Have a good night. Love you so much.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Woo.
And we are out. We are out.